Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Are you ready?
It's showtime, everybody! Showtime!
It's awesome!
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm!
Welcome to the fucking show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back again to another episode of Magnificent. With me today is a woman that has known me since little itty bitty, 20 years ago. Miss Kim Doman, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Like I said, you've babysat me when you were a senior in high school, or was it just throughout high school? Feels like you were like
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but yeah, I was either a junior or senior in high school, probably a senior. But I do remember, I don't know if you might not remember this. Your dad certainly will. But one time, okay, so I'm driving out to my teacher's house to babysit 3 of his children, where the oldest one is 6 years old, right? That's a lot of pressure on a teenager to come do this, right? So my friend Vanessa and I drove out together in her car, and we drove all the way from Algonac to where you guys are.
Yeah.
And on the way there, our car ran out of gas and we were stranded, and your dad came and saved us and drove us to your house to leave us with you with the biggest responsibility. And we ran out of gas getting there, and he had to come save us. I'm sure he was a little nervous about leaving us with you at that point.
So did you ask Vanessa, like, hey, can you come to Sims's house? Or did he ask her as well?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because my dad was already doing muskie fishing and stuff like that with your dad already, correct?
I think that came after.
Did it?
Yeah. I think I introduced them, or he must have gotten to know my parents because he coached me.
Oh, yeah, because he coached you, yeah. Which I have a story about that, which he told me about as we were driving to go ice fishing. So he told me this story, and it's pretty funny in my opinion.
I'm scared. What is it?
It was what was it, districts?
Okay.
I think it was districts.
For track?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You were throwing the
disc.
Yep, that's right. And you were walking on or was it states? You went to states, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it probably was states.
Well, I went a few times, so I don't know which year you're talking about, but maybe I'll figure it out.
Could have been your senior year.
Okay.
So my dad's looking all over for you, and you're nowhere to be found.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, he finds you arm in arm or holding hands with your boyfriend at the time.
Okay.
Just walking the track, just mind your own business.
Oh, God.
And my dad comes up to you and goes, "What in the hell are you doing? You got to throw the best time of your life." And da-da-da-da-da-da. And you just automatically just go, "I'm sorry. Okay. Are we about to lose?" And he's like, "Yeah, if you don't make this throw." And then he turns to your boyfriend at the time, and he goes, "How dare you get off her game? You are not, and he just chews his ass out.
As he should have. That was good.
And you end up throwing the first one, and you throw the second one, and you're like, "How is it?" And he goes, "Not good enough." You throw the third one. You made the second one, but the third one was just because, he wanted to see
I do
your
remember
game
that.
face. And
I do remember that. He scared the shit out of me.
You can swear.
Okay. He did though. He scared me so bad because I don't remember what I was doing, but that sounds right. And I remember him finding me and being like, "If you don't throw your absolute best throw, you're going to ruin it for everyone," or something like that. I'm like, "Oh my God." And I'm like, and so I go there, and I ran a bunch of other events. So I was the last one to throw, and so it was empty over there. And yeah, I remember, now that you're bringing this up, I do remember throwing it, and he wouldn't tell me my distances. He's like, "You just got to do your best, your absolute best." And yeah, and I didn't need to do my absolute best, but he scared me into doing it.
Of course, of course.
He was a good coach. He always pushed me.
Yeah. Well, and then he told me about the time that your dad cussed you out on the way home from States or something like that because you didn't pick a different disc because it hurt your fingers.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, yeah, definitely. That definitely happened. I remember being well, let's back up. So when I was a freshman in high school, I joined track against my dad's advice because he's like, why would you do track? Every time you run, your side hurts. Like, that's dumb. Why would you do that? I'm like, I don't know. And I'd see all these girls in my school, all these seniors that had their varsity jacket and they just blinged out. They've got all the,
of course, yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, when you're a freshman, like that's attractive. Yeah.
Yes. I'm like, I want that. I want to do that. And I know that you can get a lot of medals in track. So I cared about that. But what I also wanted to do is I wanted to do a different sport every single year. And I wanted to get a different patch. Like, that was what I cared a lot about, that jacket.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're, 13, 14 years old, you care a lot about that weird stuff. But
yeah.
I wanted to do every different sport. So my second year, I did really well in track my freshman year. And then my sophomore year, I wanted to do soccer and instead of track. And I remember the coach, it wasn't your dad, but a different coach told me, you're not allowed to do that. Because after you go to States, because I went to States as a freshman, he's like, after you go to States, you're locked in. Like, you're not allowed to change sports after that. That's a rule. That's like a MHSAA thing. I'm like, what? I didn't know that.
I never knew that either.
It's a lie. He lied to me to make me come back out for track. So I hated running. I was fast, but I hated it. I hated doing it. And so my sophomore year, I was trying to do everything I could to get out of all the running events. I'm like, I don't want to run anything. And then one of my friends, Nikki, she was a thrower at the time. She did shot and disc. And she was like, just do shot and disc. That's like the easiest stuff in the world. You just sit around and you throw it. I'm like, oh my God, sign me up. So as a sophomore, I switched over 2 of my events so I could run less.
Right.
And I switched over there. And I remember I was going to prom that year and I had my nails. I just got my nails done. And we had a meet like the day before the prom or whatever. And I went to throw the disc and I threw it and all of my nails popped off. And I know you've probably never had acrylic nails on. Yeah. No, they were acrylic. They ripped my nails. It hurt so bad. It was the worst.
So they were like the gel kind?
Yeah. Ripped all of my nails off. And I was like, I hate track so much. I hate everything about this. But you know what I would do? I was sneaky. So like I did mid distance. I did the 400 and 800 and then I did shot and disc.
That didn't hurt your side at all?
No, it did. I hated it so much, but I was good at it. So they kept making me do all these, but I was also lazy. So I would go to track practice and your dad would be coaching the throwers and then there'd be the mid distance group. And I would go and survey all the different groups and coaches. I'd be like, so what are you guys doing today? They're like, oh, we're going to run 6 miles, over here, uphill, it's going to be really hard. I'm like, okay. Sims, what are you guys doing today? Oh, we're going to go in the weight room. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go in the weight room. So I'd decide which group I was going to run with or do the practice with each day just based off of how hard it was going to be. I'm like, I want to do the easiest thing of all time. I don't want to run any kind of miles ever. So I do have a memory of being in the weight room and I was sitting on the leg extension one, where you just sit in.
Yeah, where you extend the legs like this. Yeah.
I was just sitting there and then your dad would come in and I'd move, I'd do 1 or 2 of them and then he'd turn around and I'd be like, rest. It's rest time. So I will tell you that I did track for all 4 years and my time as a freshman was really good, like really fast for a freshman. My times did not improve like at all through high school. I wonder why.
Because you were hitting that weight room.
I was hitting it real. I was hitting snooze in the weight room. That's what I was doing.
You were hitting the when Sims looks, you better be pumping it out like you're Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did. I tricked him. Well, I don't know. I'd like to know if he probably knew. I don't know.
Too bad he's at lunch.
Mm-hmm. But, he always he always was like looking for potential in me. And like, I remember when I was a junior when I was a sophomore, I was a cheerleader and I got cut from the cheer team. I was on the varsity cheer team as a sophomore and I got cut. They switched coaches and there was
favoritism and everything.
There was something off. I ended up getting cut the next season. So I had to find new things to do as a junior. Clearly I had track, so I had to figure out the other 2 seasons. And volleyball was one that your dad coached.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot you coached volleyball.
He did. He coached the freshman team. And when I was a junior, my sister was a freshman and played on the volleyball team. And I went to the tryout having never played volleyball. Never played. I always thought it looked fun.
Not even beach volleyball or anything.
I don't think so. Like I didn't know how to do anything. Nothing. No one's ever shown me anything. And I remember the tryout, one of the pieces was, here's, 10 balls, see how many you can serve and get over the net. And I'm like, can someone show me what to do? They're like, no, it's a tryout. Just do it. And I'm like, okay. And I biffed every single one. I didn't know how to do it. But I didn't do well. So I didn't make any team. So as a junior, you could have made junior varsity or varsity, and they just cut me. And your dad pulled me aside and he's like, listen, I know that you're really athletic and I know that you can do this. Come swallow your pride and practice with the freshman team and your little sister. I will show you how to do all this stuff so that you can make the team next year. And so for like 2 weeks, I did that. I went to the freshman practice for volleyball with him every day after school. And he spent all this extra time showing me how to do all these skills. And 2 weeks later, the JV coach just added me onto the team. And then I was really good.
So did my dad coach the freshman team?
He coached the freshman. I don't know if he coached any other ones after that, but he for sure.
I know he did it like 1 year because he didn't coach football because, volleyball and football are like in the same season,
Yeah.
And,
well, no, it's not anymore. When I was in high school, tennis was fall, volleyball was winter.
Oh.
So that's probably, maybe he did still do that. I don't know.
Then yeah, if volleyball was in the winter, then that makes sense. Then he didn't coach the basketball then because he coached the girls basketball for a while.
Yeah. So he was switched to volleyball.
Switch to volleyball, which beats me.
And then he must have. He coached volleyball when I was a senior too. I don't think he wasn't my coach, but this just popped in my mind. I remember we would do these drills where it was like 3 coaches versus the varsity girls team, and bump set spike, and he would be spiking that ball. Your dad, all muscle, right into the faces of everybody. Like he couldn't wait to do that. I was terrified. Like you'd see everybody go up for their turn to get his spike to dig that. And everyone was so terrified and he was just killing them.
The thing is that man has a competitiveness that is unreal.
I believe that.
Okay, so I saw a video of like your kids wrestling and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, remember those times, you know? And then like your husband like showing him how to do different moves and stuff like that, and then all of them like piling on him, and I'm like, oh, how cute, I remember those times. But like, does he ever let them win?
My husband?
Yeah, does he let your kids win at all?
Not usually. Sometimes. My middle daughter is emotional fast, so we have to let her win sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad never let us win. Not once. Not arm wrestling, not checkers, not video games, not basketball, swimming, you name it. We competed against it. And then he would, just for fun, he would put bets. He's like, oh, want to bet? Oh, yeah, because we were feeling, hot shit, you know? So we're like, yeah, sure. And he goes, okay, I bet you $10. But Dad, I don't have $10. Like, too bad.
Oh my gosh. Yep, I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Like, it was just brutal.
But you know what? That, like, I think of a lot of like personal growth and reflection on my behalf, like takes me back to why do I care about the things I care about, and why did I choose the profession I'm in? What are my morals, and what's important to me? And there's a lot of things that your dad had a huge influence on me in the direction that I took in my life. Like he did. He coached like that. He was tough on us. He made us all better because he didn't take it easy on us. Like he was hardcore.
Yeah.
And I remember having him as a chemistry teacher, and that was my favorite class. Like, who likes to learn chemistry? Like,
I know I didn't.
right? Most normal people don't.
So you're going to be shocked at this one. So as you know, my dad taught chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Did well first semester. No problem. But also because I had my football coach as my teacher. So,
Yep.
leeway. Plus it was like the beginning stuff.
Sure.
As my dad likes to call it, the easy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Second semester, didn't like my teacher. It was a different teacher, right?
Mhm.
She taught it a different way. I couldn't understand it, so I asked my dad to show me a different way. Took that, went into class, thought I was all good to go. She said, nope, wrong way. I go, huh?
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, what did you say? And then, of course, me being 17 years old and thinking I know the world, I just said, screw it, I'm going to fail.
Uh-huh.
Failed the class,
Oh,
went
my
to summer
God.
school.
Oh, my gosh.
My dad was so pissed.
I bet. I can just imagine.
He's like, how do you fail chemistry? How do you fail chemistry? And I'm not kidding. From junior year all the way till even now.
Yeah.
People say, how do you fail chemistry when your own father teaches that subject? I said, at first it was like a I don't know question, like I hated my teacher kind of thing, but really it was just because I just stopped trying and I never put in the effort to either change classes, to work with the teacher, have my dad talk to the teacher, have my football coach talk to the teacher, somebody to talk to her, to put some sense into her, to where it's like, hey, he learns differently, so give him a little slack here,
But no.
Mm-mm. My 17-year-old mind was just like, screw it.
You knew everything at 17.
I know.
Surprised I didn't see that.
And what's funny is like, I copied on my on the final exam. I remember I copied off of a guy that I played football with, but he wasn't the brightest either, but he was at least, he could do the book smart part of it.
Okay.
So I would be like,
Of course.
I don't think I did well on the exam either, but the funny thing is I remember going to summer school and they started having us do like the online stuff. So my buddy, like one of my best friends, he went to summer school as well because he failed math. Right. So him and I are in summer school sitting next to each other and everything. And meanwhile, I'm kind of just sitting there, just, twirling my fingers because I know my dad's going to do the homework. So my dad would do the homework.
Oh, my God.
And I remember he finished it and he goes, okay, all you got to do is just take the exam. I took the exam and I bombed
Of course.
Of course. It went from, he brought me to a B. And after that exam, I went to a C, just straight C.
He couldn't get you to an A before that?
He shockingly said like how ridiculous that system was. Like, because he would put in the answer knowing that it was correct, and then it's like, nope, that's not, partially correct. And my dad's like, what?
You want to know what this? I just had another memory of your dad, and I cared a lot about my grades when I was in school. Straight A's all the time. I cared a lot.
Right.
And in his class, I remember taking a quiz. Let's say it was like out of 25 points. He hands it back to me graded, and it says 24 out of 25. So immediately I'm looking for where's the point. Where did I mess it up? And your father says to me, what do you think? You're perfect? I'm the only perfect one in here. I was like, excuse me.
Why did you hit the punchline when I had water in my mouth? I almost did the spit take.
I can't believe I forgot about it. Yeah. It really happened.
Perfect in here? I'm the only perfect.
I'm the only perfect one. Get out of here.
Why does that sound like my dad? It is.
It was him. It was him.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah,
I mean, you're also an educator too, though.
Yeah.
So,
and
have you brought that little, Sims cockiness into the
no,
into the education world and been like, yep.
I don't think it'd land right, me saying that I'm the only perfect one in my school. I don't know if I could pull that off. But no, I certainly, I always wanted to be a teacher ever since I was in elementary school. But I went to college wanting to get a chemistry degree.
That's nuts.
it is.
Especially college chemistry.
Well, I didn't end up with a chemistry degree, but it was more because it was too specific. So I ended up with like a general science degree. But because I was going into chemistry for the first like year and a half or whatever, I was taking all these math classes that you had to for a chem degree. And at whatever time it was where I had to switch to the general science, they were like, well, you might as well sign a math minor, but you've got all of these classes. Oh no, it was because the integrated science degree wasn't approved by the state yet. So I had to make my math minor my major just so I could get into the College of Ed. And they're like, and you can take it off later. So I ended up graduating with 2 degrees and 180 credits, which is crazy. That's crazy. But I taught math. I ended up teaching math. Yeah.
What this is hilarious. So what form of math is probably your favorite?
Well, I haven't taught it in a long time.
Yeah, because you're in administrative.
Yeah,
now.
I'm a principal. So I only taught like 4 years. Like, I was young.
Really?
I got my first principal job. I think I was 26 or 27 years old. It was, yeah.
I can't even imagine myself like as a principal.
Yeah, right? I still, like, I look back on that and I'm like, they must have been betting on the school not going well or something. Like, why would somebody pick a 26-year-old chick from? And my teaching experience was at a private school. So my first admin job. Oh, here's a story. I don't want to jump over this. This is a story. So when I was teaching in Ann Arbor, I was getting my master's degree at Eastern. And there was this guy that I'd met in one of my groups, and we'd see each other like, just in the classes. And I didn't know his name, like, but I'd seen him, but he looked just like Elvis. So he was like a memorable looking person. So you're like, okay.
Like,
but
legit Elvis.
He was an Elvis impersonator. Like, that was his thing. But he was also a principal. Okay. So it was his side gig.
Y'all have a good day now.
Right? It could work. It could work. But anyways, I was in a bowling league at this time, and I hated going to bowling league because I was not any good. And I'd just go there and, have a few drinks,
Well, drink.
That's it. And so that I would blame my score on, oh, whoopsie, I had too many. But I would have scored so much higher. But one day we were all there, and I'm mid tequila shot. We're all throwing it up and about to throw it back. And this guy sees me. We both lock eyes, and we're like, what do I know you from? And it's the Elvis guy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? He's like, yeah, we bowl. We do beer league bowling too. I'm like, oh my God. He's like, did you ever finish that degree at Eastern? I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, that's crazy. Like, because this was probably 6 months after we finished.
Okay.
And he was like, well, I've got an AP opening, an assistant principal opening at my school. Are you interested? I'm like, yes. And then that is how I got my job. I interviewed, and I was not their first choice, but he pushed for me. And then I got that job. That's how I got in at Wayne Watson. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got that AP job. It was an adult ed school. Then I got moved up to the principal at the alternative ed high school. And then this is my 6th year at the middle school.
Middle school.
Oh, yeah.
What is that like?
Oh, my God. Do you remember middle school at all?
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The most awkward phase of anyone's life, usually?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. As well as like the most like testosterone filled, I mean, granted, that's where I met like, both of my best friends, but, yeah, I still remember my buddy, Chris, and I, we met on, playing football, and he was like this big headed kid and like scrawny figure. Now he's just got a big head.
Okay. Okay.
He filled out a little bit.
All right.
But anyway, so him and we met there, and I remember one time during like football or whatever, this guy and him like were fighting over a girl, and like, I guess they fought like after school, after practice on the football field or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's, he was always a hothead. But again, and then I remember going to his house one time, and his mom comes, and I'm like, dude, is that your sister? He goes, that's my mom. I was like,
Oh,
didn't know
boy.
that. But his mom's also young. She had him when she was like 19. So
Oh,
there's that, you know. But again, I was like, is that your sister? He goes, that's my mom.
Oopsies.
But yeah, junior high was an interesting time. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, it's quite the mix of kids that look so vastly different. Like I have 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and so I'll have some 6th graders that come in looking like my 7-year-old, just tiny,
Yeah.
tiny children.
Yeah.
They look like elementary kids. Walking in the hall next to an 8th grade boy that's got a full beard, and he's he looks like a man.
That's the nuts part, because there was this one kid, like, I mean, I was scrawny and I was average height, but still I was like scrawny and everything. And then I remember this one kid, like he's like, I'm in 7th grade. I'm like, yeah, right. He almost looked like a senior. Like,
Yeah.
like he was like so tall,
Yeah.
just,
Mhm.
like had a man's body, and Adam's apple was out and everything. And he just was like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Uh-huh.
you sure you didn't get held back?
I
You
know,
sure?
right? Yeah.
You're positive. Like
Uh-huh.
I can hear like what is it? Like a teacher and a student kind of relationship happening with you. You know what I mean? I'm like, you look that old.
Well, after COVID, like that said, like kids, let's say kids wouldn't go to school for 2 years.
Yeah.
So they go back to school and start back up at the grade that they last were in. So
Yeah.
then you could have a kid that is 2 years older.
Yeah.
But yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, no, and I mean, I'm just like, yeah, you're a lawsuit waiting to happen, there, buddy. You're that old. But that, I mean, that always cracked me up. I mean, yeah, junior high. I mean, I just hear a lot of interesting stories about junior high kids. I mean, let's be honest here. Like, my dad has always said, like, when you turn 12 or 13, your brain goes out the window.
Okay.
Right. And by the time that you turn 25 or 24, you start realizing you're like, oh, I got responsibilities and stuff like that, but pretty much it's like 13, you know it all, your brain goes out the window. And then of course in high school, like I said, you know it all.
Yeah.
And then by like 24, 25, you start being like, mom and dad were right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So have fun with that one.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already dealing with it, like, as a principal, but that's the funny part about it is, my dad being a teacher and everything, like, that's one thing, right? He doesn't have to deal with them 24/7.
Yeah.
Like he can, do his normal thing, teaching,
Yeah.
but then having a student or having a kid that's that age, it's, I mean, I put my dad through hell.
Oh, I bet.
When I was a kid.
I bet.
Being the oldest and everything. I mean, I don't know. Did you put your parents through hell? Or were you the goody two shoes and then your sister was
I was good at getting away with stuff.
Well, you were that kid.
Yeah.
That was
My sister, she was a little more wild than I am, but that's, I think, like a big part of the birth order too, isn't that usually the first one you have like the strictest of your parents that you're going to have is when for their first kid, they're like, okay, you're not supposed to do this and this and this. And by the second or third, they're like, oh, this is too much. This is so hard. They widen that path of like,
I mean, it's interesting because like with my situation, it was strict,
Yeah.
like then it went to, I mean, my dad, like he had some people called military, ways of raising it, but really it was just like, if he didn't do that, I'd probably, be a bum right now, but I look at it to where, he was strict on all of us, but it was more, he was fair, and so he wasn't like, no, you can't do this. It's like, okay, but if you do this and if you don't come home at this time, you're going on the wall sits for X amount of time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, that my dad and your dad, I think, that's why they get along. I
Yeah.
think they're similar in how they look at those kinds of things. My dad was very strict with me. He was a police officer and then a private detective, and like out of Detroit, like he had a tough.
Yeah.
And so like he would always warn me, like, listen to me. If you ever get arrested or in trouble, you better pray that they kill you before I get to you. So I was like, oh my God. I was always so terrified of getting in trouble. So I was like, it didn't keep me from doing things I shouldn't have done, but I was really careful about making sure no one found out.
Yeah.
That was back when like we didn't have cell phones.
I mean, you did, but you didn't.
No, I didn't.
What?
I didn't get a cell phone.
You didn't have that little flippy phone?
Not till I was a senior, I think, is when we started getting phones. But I remember I don't know if it was my junior or senior year that we got one, but nobody had one. And then I got one for Christmas. And I was like, what am I going to do with this? I remember being disappointed with it.
That's hilarious.
But then I was really excited because everyone got one for Christmas. So then I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is a thing now.
Yeah.
But yeah, phones, it was, you're probably never going to know what I'm talking about. Have you ever heard of the Nextel phones? They were like black and yellow walkie-talkie looking things. Yeah.
Yes.
That was like the first.
You know what's funny? I think I remember you like flipping it out and like calling your friends and stuff.
Yeah,
like
it was
that,
like a
just talk to them.
We had okay, so here's another story. Okay. Oh boy. So when I was a sophomore and it was the last day of school, one of my girlfriends, her dad owned a place where you could buy boats and trucks and stuff, and they always had these cool boats, and she had this speedboat, and it was 5 of us girls. We were all the same age, and we were all going out to Gull Island for this party last day of school. Okay?
Gotcha.
So we're all 15 maybe.
Yeah.
We go out to this island. We have fun. We're trying to get back, and you've been out there on the boat. You know that the waterways are hard to navigate if you haven't done it a lot.
Right.
We, on the way back, now we're only wearing bikinis. That's all we have on. I think there's a couple towels. And on the way back, it's starting to get dark. And the girl that's driving, she goes left, she goes right, she goes, oh, I know where I'm going, and just takes us. And then an hour or so later, we are lost. We have no idea where we are. Now it's dark, like blackout. And you can't really see well. You're like, not everything is
You guys didn't have like,
and we didn't
headlights or anything from the
well,
boat?
we don't know where we're going. We're lost now. And we're like, what do we do? And the girl, she pulls her phone out, her Nextel thing. She's walking her dad, and she's like, we don't know where we are. Help us. Where do we get home? And he's like, well, describe where you are. And I remember her being like, there's a house that looks like a triangle right in front of me. He's like, where are you? And I guess long story short is the Coast Guard was called, and they had to come find us and rescue us. And we all were thrown in this ambulance and given those big like blankets because we all suffered from mild hypothermia.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. That was a hard conversation to have with my dad. I was like, Dad, I was trying to get home. I didn't want to be there. I wasn't driving. It wasn't my boat. That was a tough one.
I never had those issues.
My God. 15 years old. That's stuff where I think I'm like, oh my God. I was 15. Hope my children never figure that out,
Well, also you lived over by a body of water,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like now, like you guys are like smack like in the middle.
Yeah, we spend most of our summers out there. Like we haven't missed. We go to Jobby and to the raft off every year.
Oh,
with my parents.
Oh.
Yeah, they take us every year.
How many times do you step out into that water?
All the time.
Oh.
I know. I do it.
Oh.
I do it. I'm fearless. It's part of,
until you get a disease crawling up your leg.
I've been going since I was like 13 years old.
So for those that don't know what raft off is, give it a little example.
Oh, I would describe raft off, Jobby, they're all the same, but I would say that it's a mix of like Mardi Gras and Girls Gone Wild, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a big party.
Mardi Gras, Girls Gone Wild meets Baywatch.
Yeah. It's
right?
not for the
pretty
little
close, right?
children. We always go, like my kids we go with my kids. Okay, but we park off of the
Oh, you
line.
guys are like, yeah, you guys don't
We don't line
get
up
into the party.
No, that's not true. So I go with my parents. So my husband and I, and then my sister, and
So you guys take turns. Is
so
what you're
yeah.
saying.
So my mom usually stays back and watches the kids on the boat, and my dad's a big partier too. My mom doesn't like that, so he likes to kind of separate from her so that he can go live
Live a
that
little.
party life. Yeah.
Live a little.
So he usually comes with us and has so much fun. But yeah, that's usually how we do. We don't. It's not a place for children, for sure.
Yeah, I've heard some interesting stories.
Yeah.
I've never been.
Oh, really?
Never been. No.
Oh.
It's
It's definitely, as a 26-year-old, you're single. As a 26-year-old single person, you need to go.
I mean, I've experienced some cool things.
Yeah.
But not that kind of stuff. And I mean, a lot of people, I mean, my friend Allison did actually offer to, she's like, I know this guy with this boat and, you know, you're more than welcome to come. And I was like, okay.
Yes.
And I did date this one girl that would go to that, but we ended things like before raft off.
Oh, okay.
So like it was a very short.
You need to make that a goal
thing
for yourself. You need to go this summer.
I should just don't step in the water.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
They all the boats tie off.
Yeah.
I always go in the water, but you don't have to. You can tie off and just walk across the boats.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah, I have heard that to
Mm-hmm.
where they do that. But yeah, I heard it's a sure it's a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really should go.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'll be there just like every year. I'll go.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea who I'm gonna go with because I mean, I know a couple guys that have boats and that live in New Baltimore. But I mean, as of right now, I haven't heard anything from anybody. But I mean, I'm going to Florida.
Oh, nice.
In May. So
Cool.
And then after that, that's gonna be my last vacay for this year.
Okay.
So because I want to get a house. So.
Oh gosh.
So saving up.
Yeah.
And you know
what a hard time to be looking for a house.
Yeah.
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 I don't want to do that.
I mean, I'm just kind of done with renting.
Yeah.
You know. So figure, you know, just find something.
Yeah.
So
well, good luck.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Hopefully I get a good deal.
Yeah.
Hopefully something happens within next year.
Yeah. I hope so. Yeah, I don't know.
But no, I mean, raft off, that's on my, I guess you could say, bucket list.
Good.
Yeah.
It should be.
That or what is it? There's this thing in Port Huron, Boat Day or something like that. Because I used to do radio back in the day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, in Port Huron.
Okay.
And they would have like these it was like Boat Week or something like that, and it was like a big party, and they would have a certain artist come, and I mean, I've seen Lone Star.
Oh,
I've seen
I love that band.
Billy Currington. That was at Faster Horses.
Oh, that's one I've never been to.
What's that?
Faster Horses.
Okay, so I say
I've
we
heard
do a
that's
trade off.
fun. Yeah, that's gotta go. I've always wanted to go. I've
So
just never
that
been.
is also an incredible time. It's like Woodstock meets Yeehaw.
Oh. See, I want that. I love country music. I love all of that. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to be a country singer when I was younger.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was I wanted to. So I wanted to be Taylor Swift. That was like my thing. I was like my
When
whole
Taylor
lane.
Swift
I
wasn't
wrote all
even
my
there.
music. I knew, right. But that was my, like, when I think
You
back,
wanted to be
that
the
was,
blonde hair.
I was
blue-eyed.
always writing songs in my notebooks and classes.
Yeah.
And, yeah. But my parents took me down to Nashville a couple summers. It used to be called, they have a country, I think it's called CMA Fest or CMT Fest every June down there. It used to be called Fanfare long ago. And we went for many years in a row, and I was obsessed. And you would just go, they'd have all these big country singers come out. They had like dueling stages. And then one band like Tim McGraw was really big back then, and Faith Hill and Martina McBride and Lone Star, Winona, like Dixie Chicks. Like it was big, all those people. And they'd do their top 3 songs and then go sit in an exhibition booth and sign autographs and take pictures. And so I have all these pictures. I met Lone Star. I shook Tim McGraw's hand. I have a hat with Martina McBride's signature. Like, I was like, oh my God, I need to be with music. I need to be in music. And so I was obsessed. I wanted to be a singer so badly, but then I don't know, I couldn't leave track in high school, so they wouldn't let me leave.
I mean, with me, I've always loved music, and I was kind of on the same route to where like I wanted to be the next Justin Bieber. And even in my junior high yearbook, it says the next Justin Bieber because he was big during that time, and I had done Jimmy Eat World the Middle.
Okay, yeah,
right?
I love that song.
Did that, and after a while, looking back at it, it's pretty cringy. But now it's just like I can't move like that anymore. Like I'm doing like this Russian dance where you like pop down and pop up. I'm like, I can't do that.
I love it.
I'm like, I can't do that. No way.
Oh,
and but yeah,
that's cool.
I used to want to be in the music biz and everything like that, and I guess you could say I was at one point, but in a different kind of way.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, the cool thing is like I've met let's see, who did I meet? I've met wrestling stars from interning with WRIF.
That's cool.
I've met Kelsey Ballerine's now ex-husband.
Oh, okay. Whatever his name is.
Morgan Evans.
Yeah, we don't like him though. He broke her heart.
Did he?
Yeah. You haven't heard all of her music, her breakup album?
I mean, his album that came out the same time is just sad.
I didn't listen to his. I only heard one side of the story.
Don't you know there's always two sides of the story?
I don't care. I like her songs.
So got to meet him. I'm trying to think of who else. I got to stand up close to oh my gosh, who sings the International Harvester?
The what?
International Harvester. I'm an international harvester. Chugga chugga Logan. No. Oh, Craig Morgan. That's who it was.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I should have said what is it? No, not pontoon. It was like a boat song because he did a tractor song and then he did a boat song.
God, I don't remember a lot of his stuff. I haven't heard his name in a long time.
Yeah. But I met a couple of people, and then the cool thing is like after doing like podcasts and stuff, like I've interviewed like this band that I'm going to see. What is it? Next weekend? Yeah, next weekend.
Okay.
They're playing at Tin Roof, and like they're really good. They're like country R&B. So if you and Victor want a night out,
I always want a night out. Yes.
Come on out to Tin Roof.
Okay.
A whole group of us will be there. And we're
next Saturday,
yeah,
okay.
5:30 to 9:30. So,
okay,
you guys can at least be out and enjoy yourselves. And
I never say no, really, to anything. I'm the yes man.
Yeah. So their name is called Y'all Band.
Y'all Band.
Y'all Band. They're really, really good. Yeah. They are really, really good.
Oh yeah, I gotta get a sitter, but yeah, I can go. Cool.
See?
I'll be there.
Bingo. Love it. Yeah. So, I even texted the lead singer. I was like, dude, I'm getting so many people for you. He goes, awesome. Love it. And they got merch and all that stuff. The best way to describe it is they can sing anything from Bob Seger to Morgan Wallen to Usher to, and like
very versatile.
Jelly Roll and
yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. I love live music. Like I don't care if I've ever heard. I will listen. I will go to any concert. Like their concert week is like one of those things that the Ticketmaster and all them, they put out every, I don't know, I think it's twice a year.
Yeah.
And they're just pushing tickets for live music shows over the summer.
Right.
And the discount is that it's $25, no fees. Like that's insane. You never get to do anything like that. So I max out. I go to every single, I don't care who it is. I don't care if I've never heard of them. I'm like, we're going. A night out, live music, $25, please. Sign me up.
That sounds worth it.
It is. We've had so much fun.
And where is this usually located?
Yeah, it's all at all the it's Little Caesars. It's at Freedom Hill. It's at It's all the concerts.
Okay.
Fillmore, it's all of them.
Now, what's really cool is the fact that like where my apartment is located,
Mhm.
because Freedom Hill is like right down the road.
Oh yeah, yeah. We went and saw Clutch there not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So when what was it? When Ted Nugent came to town, he was over there. I have my windows open and everything, and I'm hearing him shred on the guitar.
Oh my God. You can't leave this place. What is wrong with you?
I mean, it was cool. It was like
That
cool.
is so cool.
And you just hear him, just shredding and being like, "You like that?" I'm just like, man. I'm like, who's playing tonight? Oh, Ted. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Motor City Madman. No kidding. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, and who else was? It was like another rock band because like I was trying to get to my softball game, and Metro Parkway is just blocked off.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I bet.
And I'm seeing people coming out of my apartment because I guess they were like my apartment complex. I guess people were walking and stuff like that, or they parked somewhere and they were walking or whatever. So I'm seeing all these people in like these black shirts and stuff like that, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, what concert is going on? And so I looked, and I forget who it was, but it was like some, rock band that I had known and that are like really good. It was like, who was it? It was like not Breaking Benjamin, but it was like around that genre.
Yeah.
So, but I tell you what, though, have you ever seen Breaking Benjamin?
Never seen them, but I am a fan of their music.
I saw him with my stepsister. That was her Christmas present.
Yeah.
And Disturbed was headlining.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. It was amazing.
Yeah. I bet that was good.
Oh, I felt like, like when you feel it down in your gut and your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Felt that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. My stepsister fell asleep all the way home.
Oh.
So let's just say that she enjoyed herself very much.
I bet.
So,
oh man.
Yeah, but I mean, going to different concerts is absolutely incredible because you not only get that, live music vibe and just feeling one with the artists and everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, and it's just an all around great atmosphere to to be a part of. I mean, and just when you feel it in your gut and your throat, especially when you're at a rock concert. Like I went to go see Daughtry.
Yeah.
So got to see Daughtry. What was it? It was like at the Royal Oak. It was like a Royal
Music
Oak,
Theater.
Yeah, Royal Oak Music Theater.
Yeah.
And we were like third row.
Nice.
From the stage.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I got like a pick up there.
Oh.
Yeah. I got
cool.
I think it was like the bass guy's pick.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is cool.
So that was pretty sweet.
Man.
Yeah. And oh my gosh. Have you ever like been to a concert to where like there's like an emergency that like has happened?
Yeah, actually. Yeah. We went to a Smashing Pumpkins concert back in September and they had to close it down because there was a big storm coming. I think it was a tornado that was coming.
I was talking like somebody passes out.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, but they had to shut the concert down.
Yeah, I mean, storm, that makes total sense because where was it at?
That was at DTE.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is now Pine Knob. Like, what do you consider?
Or yeah, I don't know. I call it DTE. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is Pine Knob now?
It's back to Pine Knob, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know.
Yeah, because it went from Pine Knob to DTE, and then of course you got the young folk like us saying like, no, it's DTE, and then you got all the old folk that were there in 1979 when it was opened.
Well, listen, I just love that you just called me part of the young folk. So tell me a little bit more about that, Matthew. I'd like to hear a little bit more details.
Oh, about you being a young folk? Well, I can definitely tell you this, that, I guess you could say you're definitely with the times.
Okay.
Meaning like, you're not like my dad and holding a phone on FaceTime like, this. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Another thing is the fact that, I've watched different videos of like, this was like a couple of years back, but like when you would like have different, I don't know, dance challenges or something like that with
Okay.
like your teachers.
Oh yeah. So, well,
And,
my
like,
love
other
of
students?
music turned into this like creative edge where I was a dance coach for a long time, and then I had kids, and that didn't work out. And so it's kind of embedding itself in other areas. So like last year we had a pep rally at my school, and we did. I taught a group of kids. It was like our student council group, a routine. And at the end of the routine, you know the song, the Juju on that beat, right? So that song comes on, and all of the, not all of us, but the majority of the staff all gets dragged out by the kids. They're like, come, you're dancing with us. And then we all had this choreographed routine that we did, and the place lost it. It was so much fun. I love that kind of stuff. I just did I don't know, did you see my Fresh Prince of Bel-Air parody? Did you see that? I just did it like a month ago.
No, didn't you read like something off and you're like, and like
Yes.
you were reading
Yeah.
like in this high school.
Westland, Michigan, born and raised. That Stevenson is where I spend most of my days.
Yes, I saw that. Yes.
Yes, that is, yeah, that was a lot of fun. I want to do more. I love that kind of stuff. That comes really easy for me. Like someone was like, wow, that must have taken so much work. Like, how do you have time to do that kind of thing? I'm like, this doesn't feel like work. This is fun. I love doing that kind of thing.
Right.
Like, and then we made a music video to it, you know, like I just love it. Like my husband is a musician. He was in a band for a long time with his brothers, and our last name is Doman. They called the band Domination. So they had a thing where they were playing. Yeah, right. They were playing forever. So he's got this, and they haven't played in years out at their shows, but our basement is full of recording equipment and 1,000 guitars, and he loves that kind of thing. So it works out.
It makes sense.
Yeah. So I do the singing and the writing. And
so
he does
when
the
you guys
recording.
first met, like I know he played football
Yeah.
for Central.
Yes.
Was he playing like at like local bars and stuff like that as well?
Yeah. Well, not when he was in college. This all started after
Yeah.
he
How did you
graduated.
guys even meet, by the way?
We met in a math. We both have a math degree, and we met in a math classroom. Like a bunch of nerds. It's like the nerdiest story. But I had a boyfriend at the time when we first met, and so it was about a year later when we started dating again. But a year later, so 2 semesters later, we had another math class together, and it was in the same classroom with the same professor. So it just felt like, oh, we're trying it again. We'll see if this works this time.
Huh.
Yeah.
So like, did he try and like pick you up and be like, you know, I got a band. Domination.
Oh God, no. He has no game. I tell him that all the time. I'm like, thank God we met in college, because you would have no clue where to start, like what to do after college. Like, where do you meet people? You know, it's like you're around people all the time in school. I'll say,
that's
right?
the
Like,
hard part. Like I'm
you're
like
around people.
I'm
Yeah,
like
it's
literally
easy to
looking
find
around,
someone.
and I'm like,
yeah, you don't know.
could have gone to college.
Yeah, you really should. It's not too late, man. It's not too late.
Yeah, maybe like what is it? I'm trying to remember, like an old guy that goes to college. I mean, the only one that I can think of is Rodney Dangerfield going to college or something like that.
Yeah, you gotta find someone in like the pre-med program or something. Do it right. You know,
that or a lawyer, or
Yeah,
something, like
right.
study law or something like that. Be like, like, what do you do? What do you want to do? Oh, I like true crime. I like true crime, and
That's great. Yeah, sounds good.
yeah. I'm just here to take classes and, you know, run my bank account and pick up chicks.
What's your major? Finding a partner. Where's that in the course selection guide? It's weird.
You go to your what is it? Not your guidance counselor. Your what do they call
Your
it?
advisor.
Yeah, you go to your advisor and you're like, so how's classes going? Oh, I haven't gone.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I
just go to the functions. Oh, Old School.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that movie.
That's what I was thinking of.
Love
Old
that
School.
movie.
And like how they're like having to take tests and they're like, you know,
Oh,
the
yes.
tests and everything.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm gonna be like old school.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just start up a random frat and.
That sounds good. I had a friend from high school that didn't go to Central, but he lived right on the campus, like right off campus with friends, and went to the community college there.
Oh,
So you could be doing that university life.
that's almost like Rudy going to Holy Cross and being like, "I go to Notre Dame."
Yeah, yeah.
Which may I add, like, I mean, Central's a cool campus. You know, I went there one time and it was really neat to go there. But I don't know what it is. Notre Dame has just an absolute gorgeous campus.
Yeah.
Like, and my dad like looked up like the tuition. He goes,
yeah.
He goes, oh boy. He goes, yeah, you would have never gotten into Notre Dame.
Oh man. Well, having 3 kids, you know, that's something I'm
a teacher's salary.
Yeah, I'm terrified. I'm terrified of that. Because I'm telling my son and my daughter, I'm like, listen, y'all, I don't think we're smart enough to get one of those academic scholarships, so y'all better get real good at hockey. We need that help.
Well, I mean, after seeing your son score a goal, or first, what was it? Didn't he score like 3 goals?
He's scored lots of goals. Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves it. He's pretty good.
Oh my gosh. I got to show you like me ice skating with my friends.
Yeah.
Because like I look at your son and I envy him.
Really?
At like 7.
Yeah.
I envy him.
Okay.
Because me going ice skating.
Uh-oh.
Not the most interesting hole.
Wait, that's you? That's you?
Yeah. Here, let's play that back, shall we?
Oh, that's good. You like you look like you're trying to do like a ballerina twirl or something.
No, I was trying to catch my balance.
Tomato.
Yeah, no, that was not fun.
Great video.
Meanwhile, my friend Haley's just going backwards, just, you know, doing this, and I'm like, you're a show off, and I fell like 3 times, and my buddy Chris, he hasn't ice skated ever, so he fell like. No, I fell twice. He fell 3 times, and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Like,
people make it look so easy.
Oh my gosh,
easy.
And then
but it is so hard.
Afterwards, like my lower back was killing me. My legs were like shaking.
Yes.
And I'm like, all right, don't have to do back or legs. Like, oh my gosh, like in like what was it? It was like my calf muscle, but like where it connects to your Achilles. Like that muscle there was just like strained.
Oh God.
And I'm like, I know I put my shoes on correctly. I'm like, I wore hockey socks.
Yeah.
I wore the champion hockey socks.
You thought you were ready.
So I'm like, what's the deal here? No, I mean, I don't know.
I haven't skated in a really long time, so I have no idea how I'll be. I was thinking about that today. My son's really good.
Yeah.
My daughter is getting there.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it's not. I always have the excuse of the baby. You know, I'm like, oh, I wish I could, but I got to hang back with the baby. Yeah.
Well, don't do what my mom did, because we were like on a Cub Scout thing and we were ice skating at the Fraser. What is it? It's like the Fraser Arena.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. That's Big Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've played a lot there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which I figured you guys would have known that one.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we went there and we were ice skating and everything. And my mom's like, yeah, I used to do like twirls and this and that when I was young and this and we're like, cool, Mom, that's awesome. That's cool. And so she starts, goofing off and she does one of these.
Oh no.
Looks back and breaks her ankle.
Oh, ow.
Ambulance had to come. We had to stay with our cousins, and my mom got like a bunch of pins, and she can feel when the rain's coming.
Oh my God. Silver lining.
Yeah. So if you're gonna ice skate again, don't show off.
Okay.
Don't show off. That's probably my best advice for you, because like not once did I show off that entire time.
That looked like you could have almost gotten to the point where. Did you fall at that point? Like when?
No, I fell. So I only fell twice. So the first time was when I stood up straight
Okay.
instead of having like that little arch, which I still don't get, like how hockey players can like just stand up straight and not lose their balance. Like I don't get it. Like the physics or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a
Physics ain't physicking.
Yeah, right. Well, and my teachers never said that I was going to be a scientist, so I'm not even going to try hard and make the gears run on that one.
No.
But no, I mean it was an interest. But no, I mean I don't know. I think it was when I stood up straight and then I leaned forward, and then I think it was what it was is I was leaning forward, yes, but I was spinning,
Okay.
and I just spun out pretty much. Which that one was more graceful than the other one because the other one, like I had to go on one knee, and like one guy goes, "You good?" And I go, "Yeah, just my pride's hurt."
That's what it is.
So,
yeah.
But no, I mean, I mean, I look at those falls and I'm like, okay, it's not that bad.
It's great entertainment.
It is. It is.
For everyone else.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, I got so many videos of like me trying to like record, and I'm just like, can't stop. Sorry. Like I'm doing stuff, and I'm like, I'm ice skating. And then somebody comes up behind me, and I'm like, oh, can't stop. Sorry.
Thanks. Bye. Bye. Oh my gosh. No, I'm kind of in that boat with skiing. My husband and his family, like their family vacations growing up weren't like, I feel like normal people wanted to go to a beach, like when it's warm, you leave the winter to go to the warm places.
Right.
No, not them. They all would travel out west to go skiing. That was their family vacations. They loved it. That was the thing. They all did it together. I never went. I went skiing, I think, one time in middle school, a long, long time ago. But I don't.
You were more. On the east side, to where it was like where there was water, and you were more the
I did
summertime
water ski
fun.
one.
Water skiing. Yeah, all that stuff.
But so now my kids are getting into it and learning it. And skiing
is way easier than ice skating.
Oh my God. Well, it's terrifying because you can't, there's no off, but like, how do you stop when you're going down a hill?
Pizza.
Yeah, I know, but you're going down. So listen, my kids, they go down. So we go to Mount Brighton. So it's not like, big mountain.
Right.
It's mountain in Brighton. But their Black Diamond Hills, the steepest ones that they have, are steep. And they're scary, and you fly through there. And my kids and Victor, they're just like, they go, and they can turn, no problem, and all that. I just get really scared when I'm going really, really fast. And so I'm still working on that.
So that's why you just pump the brakes every now and again.
I do, but then I always get scared. Like if I lean too much, like, am I just going to flip over? Like, I'm really cautious. I want to be careful. I don't want to.
You don't want to end up like Sonny.
Oh, yeah.
Sonny Bono.
Surprised you even know that reference. Yes. I don't want that. But Mount Brighton can't take me down, right? They can't.
You better knock on wood on that one.
I swear to God.
No, I've only gone skiing one time and one time only, and I still, know the rules. It's like, French fry, you go fast. Pizza, you slow down. And if you can't do any of those, fall.
Yeah, just fall.
Just
I don't know.
take your feet out.
I did all right. I'm fine. I'm going down all the hills. I'm just in my head. I get really scared.
You become like your mom, to where you're like, we're gonna die. We're gonna die.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Oh, back to that. So my mom is super, super claustrophobic and has put the fear in me about flying and anytime you're in an enclosed space.
Yeah.
And I have been locked in an elevator with her so many times as a child.
We started. We were talking about this.
Yeah,
and
you cut.
I'm like, I need to record this.
So many times, and this is what she does. It becomes just routine, but I don't know why I've been locked in an elevator so many times, like an obscene amount of times with her. And she will start to hyperventilate, and then she'll start saying, okay, we're all gonna die, this thing is gonna crash, nobody's coming for us. And I'm like 7 years old looking at her, I'm like, we're gonna die? Why? What's wrong? And she gets hot, she's like taking her clothes off and stuff. I'm like, Mom, the doors are gonna open, get your clothes on. Jesus. So all of my weird things about me, I'm like, Mom, what did you do to me? She's been through a lot too. Oh, you should ask about how my parents got together. Now that is an interesting story.
Well, okay.
Would you like to know?
Bring it on, Kimmy Bear. Let's go.
This one, let's talk about betting. I'd be willing to bet that you have never heard any story anywhere close to what I'm about to tell you. Okay. So
How much money do you want to put down?
$5. No, I guarantee you.
All right. If you come Saturday,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
We owe each other
A
a
drink.
drink.
I love that. That's a good one.
All right.
All right. So my parents were both married before they married each other. The people that they were married to were brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
You got it?
So they were married to people that were brother and sister.
Yes. Okay. So they were like
So they were
outlaws
in-laws.
or in-laws, however you call that. Yeah. They were the outlaws. So do you remember a comedian, Jeff Foxworthy?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. You might be a redneck if.
Yeah.
Remember that? So he had these like calendar pages that you'd rip off every day and there'd be a joke on it, whatever.
Yeah.
And one of our favorite ones that my dad has kept, and I think it's framed in his garage. It says, "You might be a redneck if your current wife was a bridesmaid at your first wife's wedding," and she was. They were kind of family. So, yeah, am I right?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard anything like that?
Somewhat.
Yeah, it is crazy though.
So you're gonna love this, and so on the sim side,
Uh-huh.
let's see, it was my great, I think, either great or no, I think it's great. It's either 3 greats or 2 greats. Anyway,
Okay.
so that so my great grandfather's dad was married to his mom. Okay. In West Virginia, as you know, their lumber is absolutely wonderful. I don't know if you've been to West Virginia.
It's been a long time.
West
But I
Virginia,
have.
Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
tomato. I mean,
Yeah,
it's pretty much the same thing.
Yes.
Mountains and,
Uh-huh.
forests and stuff,
Uh-huh.
right? So back in the day, the Simses used to do lumber in West Virginia.
Okay.
And so a tree fell on my great grandfather's father. So his uncle married his sister-in-law.
Oh. To take care of her.
Yeah. I mean, that was
Okay.
back in the
Yeah.
late 1800s.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
you think about
It's
it,
probably more common back then.
very much so. Very much so.
Yeah. They were in not good relationships. So it was a good thing that they found each other. But what a funny, interesting way for someone to find their
Yeah.
partner.
Yeah.
They've been married for 40 years now.
The fact that you're like, hey, my marriage isn't going great. Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's broom
What you
closet.
doing later?
There's a broom closet right over there.
What you doing tonight? No.
Which, I mean, that's great. And they've been married for how long?
40 years. Yeah. Yeah. They've been together for a long time.
You better plan something big in 10 years.
So when they had God, it must have been 25th. I wonder if your dad was at this party.
I know he was
He
at
might
your
have
wedding.
been. He was at my wedding, which was this summer. It'll be 15 years. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Whoa.
I know. I got married real young. I was 22 years old when I got married.
Well, that makes sense because you were right out of college,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. I technically wasn't even graduated yet. I graduated later that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's common.
Yeah. Well, 22, no.
More like after college, though.
Even though it obviously worked out, I don't recommend anyone get married that young.
Yeah.
That's really young. I say aim for 30. I think that's a good.
I've been hearing that a lot,
Mhm.
and live out your 20s and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes so much sense.
It
Because,
does.
even though, I mean, granted, my friends Thomas and Haley, they got married. What were we? Were we 21? Yeah, we were like 21 or so, 21, 22. So they got married then, but he was also in the military, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
he, so we all did that. But I mean, they also have been living the married life just with each other.
Yeah.
Like whatever they do, like is like together. Like we all have the same friends. And
Yeah.
so it's like,
Yeah.
it's fine for them.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. It does work. You know, clearly I'm still married and very happily married. And he's a wonderful father, wonderful partner. It's really been perfect. But yeah, it makes it hard because even as 26-year-old person, like even in your 20s, you're still learning things about yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and you're still trying to figure things out. And so that can be difficult if two people are going through that process at the same time, and maybe they develop into something that's different, you know, and maybe not something that's
Which
what the
I've
other
also
person
seen
was in.
before as well.
Yeah. So it can work. It's a gamble, I think.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
But it also, I mean, their best advice, I mean, granted, they've been married for 5 years, so it's like, what do they know? You know, compared to 15, like, come on.
Yeah.
You know, but no, I think you can definitely attest to this is they both find joy in each other's interests.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so like my buddy Thomas goes and like does flower and outdoor stuff with her, and like does different plants and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
She finds an interest in his video gaming and everything, and then they also find interest like as a couple, and you know, doing like just recently, like he had never liked wine ever, and now he like loves wine, but only one wine.
Okay.
Sweet wine.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the starter wine.
Yeah.
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 That's how you get in.
I'm like,
it.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm like, do a little semi-sweet. It tastes like grape juice. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know. He's like,
Oh.
He goes, well, a restaurant have sweet wine. I go, yes, I'll have sweet wine.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So he's funny, but I mean, this all started like during like Thanksgiving because people were like bringing wine and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
And so, and then I bought him wine glasses for Christmas. So now they drink wine like all the time, like together, and it's like something that they like to do together.
Aw, and you helped with that. Look at you.
Well, and I also like I don't call myself an alcoholic. I call myself an alcohol enthusiast.
I love that.
As you can see.
Yes. What you got?
Oh,
Ooh,
I got a lot.
you have a lot.
I got ciders. That's homemade apple pie moonshine.
If we don't taste test that,
I was gonna
you'll
say
be the rudest host of all time.
It's been sitting there for like since fall. Like my friend Jill makes it, and it's amazing. So let me grab it.
Yeah, I'm actually meeting my sister after this. We're going to Cooper's Hawk. You ever go there? Yeah. Yeah, I
had the bottle of wine, the
romantic red. Romance red. That's what it is. My sister loves that one. Yeah, that's a good one. My favorite is I'm big into champagne. You ever do champagne? I have. We have they have an almond champagne there that is like the best.
So this is from Gatlinburg.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool. Bubbly and juicy. Peach mimosa. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll try everything. Well, we're turning this into a big old taste test.
Oh, this ain't the first time that this has happened.
Oh. Oh, that's nice and fresh.
That reaction is gonna be a clip right there.
Better be. Oh, this is okay. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Oh, peach mimosa.
Yeah. So it's
that's so good.
the Tennessee Cider Company
Mm-hmm.
in Gatlinburg. Can't miss it.
You know,
They do cider tasting and everything.
is that so Victor and I went to Gatlinburg. God, when was it? Like it was before we had kids. So maybe it was 10 years ago. And I didn't know anything about that place. I've never been. Here, you want me to hurry? Here I go. I need to
shake this.
Oh, I thought you were saying I need to hurry up and slam this. No problem.
No, because there's like cinnamon in there.
Oh yeah.
bunch of different ingredients. That's just
But we went to Gatlinburg, and I remember when we were driving there, the GPS said, okay, you're like 2 minutes away. And I'm like looking around. I'm like, I thought this place was popping. Like, I thought that this was going to be like a cool. And then we turn down one road and it's like, psh, like, you know, like you're on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. I was like, whoa, here's the party. But it's only one street and it's got everything and it's nuts.
Like
and
you go down and
I know that's, but then you go one street over and it's dead. I'm like, what? That's what I remembered about that place. But we also did that moonshine tasting there, which was amazing. Well, I just sip it right out of here? All right.
It's moonshine.
Ooh. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I can send you my friend Jill's number. So if, when fall time comes, you can. She makes like a huge bunch of batch of them. Like I usually get them like at a Halloween party or something like that.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
What's your favorite? Like, what's your go-to alcohol? Like, what do you get?
See, when people ask me that, I usually respond with, "What kind of alcohol are we talking?
Okay.
Are we talking wine? We talking beer? We talking whiskey? We talking tequila? We talking?"
No, I want to frame it differently. Let's talk event. Like, what are you drinking when you go to the band thing on Saturday? What's your first drink when you go there?
Ooh.
Right? Like, it probably changes depending on where you are.
That is true.
Right?
That is true. So say if I'm dressed real nice and I'm having a nice like Italian dinner.
Okay.
I'm drinking red wine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of red do you like?
Semi-sweet.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Okay.
something to where it's enjoyable but not too bitter.
Okay.
You know. The band thing at Tin Roof.
Yeah.
I might have a cocktail to start off with.
Like what?
Amaretto sour, maybe a whiskey sour, maybe even a Godfather. Who knows?
What's
Whatever.
a Godfather?
A Godfather is like bourbon. It's like a Manhattan.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Okay. I love a Manhattan.
Love me some Manhattans
yeah.
too. So,
yeah. My husband's
again,
saying it. We drink a lot of that.
Yeah. Manhattans I'll do.
Okay. That's a tough one. That's a solid drink.
You know,
yeah.
it gets the party going. You know, just
good starter.
Yeah. That way, like you know, you can just get the kick in your teeth, and you're like, all right, let's get it on.
You can do anything.
Exactly.
You can do anything.
But yeah, and then of course, you know, beer afterwards. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
What kind of beer do you like?
Michelob Ultra. I mean, but only because like most of my friends drink that, so it's like, you know, it's almost like back. I don't know when you were 21. I don't know. Did a lot of people like Michelob Ultras?
I didn't get into drinking beer till recently.
Really?
I did not like it all of my 20s. I never drank beer.
Huh.
Yeah.
See, I don't know why people don't like it, because it's such a social thing and it doesn't get you messed up like a liquor does.
Yeah. I think
like
my
it
goal
takes you
was
a while.
always to get a little messed up every time I start.
See, I use it like to where it's like it just I'm such a social drinker.
Yeah.
To where it's like it just sneaks up on me. I'm like, whoops.
Yeah. Well, here I go again. Whoopsie.
Like I felt, oh my gosh, my buddy had a what was it? It was like a end of summer party, right?
Okay.
He had the pool out. It was at his parents' house, and we were having a grand time. And you know, we were drinking all day long. Well, by the time it was, you know, around the night, and we had just finished playing euchre, I wanted to sleep it off, but the funny thing is, like, the next morning, his parents are literally just chilling out in the living room watching TV, and I'm passed out just in a bathing suit on their couch.
Okay.
And they don't wake me up or anything. They're just
They're like, oh, him again. Here you go.
Yeah,
Here you go.
He's just, you know, he's in his bathing suit. Okay. Like no shirt, no shoes, no socks, just a bathing suit.
And they're not even alarmed. They're like, oh,
yeah.
there's
Oh
that.
yeah. Well, yeah, because they were, you know, because they were partying too. I mean, we were playing his dad in euchre, until he wanted to quit. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's usually what happens at his parties is like we party,
Okay.
and then at the end of the night, his dad, myself, and my buddy Austin, and then somebody else will all play euchre. And
Okay.
it's so funny because like his dad is like my dad. Where,
Okay.
like, he is competitive.
Uh-huh.
And then he goes, drop that spade. Drop it. Drop it. Eat shit.
I love it. Oh, that's good.
So, I mean, and I start dying. I'm like, yeah, that's what my dad would do. Is like, he'd be like, drop that spade. I know you got it. Or like, drop that heart. Or like something like he knows you got that card and then you throw it. And then he's just like, huh.
You know, I love playing cards, but I am super competitive. Just in general, every game competition that I'm in, I play to win. Everything I do. It is so good. I know. Once you're done, I'm gonna have some more.
Yeah.
But my husband loves telling this story, and I hate it so much. But I'm gonna tell you.
This is a card game.
Card game. So do you ever play spoons?
I hate spoons.
Oh
so
my god,
aggressive.
it is so aggressive. So I remember we were playing spoons. We were playing spoons. I may get the beginning of the story wrong, but we were playing spoons with a group of people, and I was so angry because he won, and I was like, "You cheated! You know, you didn't." I had all these reasons why I'm like, I want a rematch. And so the next morning, he wakes up. I met him already downstairs, and I'm like, "Sit down. We are playing just me versus you right now because I need to beat you, or I can't live with myself." He has a bowl of cereal, and he's like, "Okay, fine, sure." Deal the cards. So I'm like feverishly like, get my card, boop, 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 pass the card. He's eating his fucking bowl of cereal. He's picking up the card, throwing the card. I'm like, oh my God. I finally get the card that I need. And that motherfucker was just playing defense the whole time. He just waited for me to give the clue that I had all the cards. And he fucking grabbed the spoon while he was holding the other spoon, eating his fucking cereal. And he's like, got you again. I was like, God, I hate that story. I hate it.
I got elbowed playing that game.
It can be so violent.
I'm not kidding you. Like my buddy Chris, like we were playing with his family, and his family are ruthless.
Yeah.
Ruthless.
See?
Like I'm trying to find my card, and I'm like, all of a sudden, just wham!
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
Yeah, it's like you gotta like know a little bit about the people you're playing with before you get into it, because you're like, are they gonna be okay?
I thought it was just gonna be a fun little instant game. No, it's like we're dropping like elbows. Yeah.
I play to win. I'm that person. I'm that psycho nuts person that you're gonna think twice about inviting to to play cards again. You're gonna be like, I don't know about her.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or I definitely want her on my team. That's what you'll think.
See, I'm such a like a laid back player
Mm-hmm.
to where it's like even like playing poker, like it's very laid back kind of thing, you know, playing blackjack,
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm very laid back, and it's like
Mm-mm.
I'm not aggressive with it. I mean,
You don't trash talk during it? Like that's not your style?
no, because my dad, I swear it all stems back from my dad.
Yeah, we got so many issues. Screwed us both up so much. This is why we're alcohol enthusiasts, Mr. Sims. You fucked us up. We need the tall glass.
Popping bottles up in here.
He screwed us up.
No, but I mean, again, trash talk would always bite me in the ass.
Yeah.
And so I don't trash talk anymore. Like I don't trash talk at all. I just play my game. Like, whether if it was in football or softball, like if somebody was talking, smack, I'd literally just stand there quietly and just play my game.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm just
because my dad would tell me, you trash talk, you're going to either be thrown off your game. He goes, just shut up and play your game. They're going to bark all they want, but you prove like they can, they can trash talk all they want, but the real winner is on the scoreboard.
Why is he gotta go and make sense like that? That's just rude.
Right, exactly.
Just rude.
Exactly. So I mean, I look at it to where it's like, and it's always worked. So
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Everything that he says, like, okay.
now if I
fine,
win,
fine.
oh, I'm a sore winner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Why? What do you mean?
like if I win, I'm like Chris Farley shirtless, like running around running around.
Oh, everyone's gonna know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like when I beat my buddy Jake at darts,
Okay.
I was like, "Fuck you!" I was
That's
like,
good.
"Eat shit, you 6'7", 400 pounds,
Uh-huh.
you piece of shit."
Mhm.
Like I made him have it, and I was just like, "I love you,
Yeah.
but you lost."
But fuck off. Where's my trophy?
yeah, literally, like I'm that guy where it's like I'm taking like 4th place and I'm popping bottles and shaking it
Uh-huh.
kind of thing.
See, I love that. I love that. I do.
I'm a winner at heart, but no, if I do lose, like I can, because my dad beat me so many times, like I can take a loss.
Your dad beat you so many times. He made it into you. I think he beat me too, actually.
What? I mean, I can say that, but I don't know about you. Like,
No.
what?
No, I look at him like a second dad, though. Honestly,
Yeah.
like he did a lot of that, like father figure raising when I wasn't with my dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then when that, I swear to God, that story of when you were in
Which one?
when you guys were coming home from States and you and my dad or you said like you didn't want to use that, like the bigger disc because
Mhm.
like it hurt your fingers.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, he was not happy about that.
and your dad just chewed your ass out.
Yeah, he did. He wanted. Well, do you know? Okay, so I don't know if you know this, but I think I was a senior when so disc was the one that I was really good at.
Right.
I stopped doing shot after the first time I did it, but the school record for disc.
Oh, you held it for 5 seconds.
so it was set in like the 80s. Like nobody had broken it in forever. It's just been sitting there. And and that was always like a goal. Like I was kind of close to it, but I was like, God, wouldn't that be cool to break the school record? Be a record holder? Like that would be cool. Get your name on the thing.
Yeah.
And we're at this fucking meet. I don't even know if it was a regional meet, whatever. And I break the school record. I'm like, what? I'm screaming. I'm losing my mind. I'm like, this is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. Oh my God. I'm losing it. 5 fucking minutes later. 5 minutes later. Again, this record had been held by somebody from the 80s. It had been like 30 years. And one of my good friends went and beat my record 5 minutes after I broke it.
Who is that friend?
Catherine.
That's right.
Catherine Cameron. Or
Yes.
Thomas now. Yeah. I don't know if she still holds it. I feel like I heard that somebody else broke it.
Kristen.
Her sister?
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, right. How is that happening?
Well, and
Yeah.
then my dad told me about that story.
Yeah.
And I called my brother JT, who's a film student at Grand Valley.
Oh, okay.
I call him up and I go, I got a sports movie for you that needs to be made.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, let me hear it. And so my dad and I, granted, I'm driving still up north to go ice fishing.
Uh-huh.
Like this whole conversation is
Uh-huh.
like me, like, because I had texted you
Okay.
right when we get up to the cabin,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
to do this episode. So we're talking about how Kristen Cameron was like a prodigy.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And how as a freshman, or as an 8th grader, she was practicing with like the high school kids.
Yeah.
And their freshman year, she threw 85 yards or 85 feet or whatever it
Yeah.
was. You know,
Feet. Yeah.
I never did shot put or discus, so I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Feet. They measure in feet.
Okay. So
I-
85 feet.
Okay.
My dad said that's the last time you're going to throw that.
Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah. I bet.
Sophomore year, she just absolutely kills it. And then goes on to states, becomes a state qualifier. And also, my dad had, mapped this out.
Okay.
Be like, freshman year, you're going to go to districts. You're going to do okay. Regional, you're going to go to regionals. You're going to make regionals. But you're not going to win. Sophomore year, you're going to go to regionals. And then you're going to go to states. And then you're going to just go to states. Junior year, you're going to make states and get like 3rd place or so, and then your senior year you're just gonna rule the world.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That was his plan for her.
Okay.
So then he, she does really well. Her freshman year does really well, just mapped out,
Yeah.
literally, right?
Sure.
Junior year, my dad had told her, because she liked riding horses,
Mm-hmm.
my dad told her from February until June or whenever the track season stops,
Yeah.
you don't touch a horse. You don't touch a single horse.
Okay.
So what'd she do? She got on a horse.
Uh-oh.
Okay. She comes in one weekend, it's February, on crutches.
Wow. I don't remember this.
My dad goes, haha, very funny. Nice joke. And she goes, I'm not joking. He goes, you want me to tell you or you want to tell me? She goes, you can try and guess. My dad said word for word, you fell off a horse and that horse stepped on your ankle and broke it. She goes, spot on.
Oh, no.
So
That was her senior year
that was her junior year.
or junior? Okay.
Long story short, she goes and fights with my dad off and on.
Mhm.
My dad gives her the silent treatment.
Mhm.
He cusses her out and stuff like that. And she cries both times.
Yeah. Sounds right.
Come track season, she throws in a boot, goes to states,
Oh, wow.
still goes to states in a boot,
Oh, okay.
makes it in states. Senior
Okay.
year without a boot, doesn't touch a single horse, absolutely kills it, wins states and this and that, goes on to in college,
Uh-huh.
becomes an All-American,
Oh,
and just is incredible in college.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I called my brother. I go, you need to hear
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
This is like the next Rudy or something.
Yes.
I don't know. And my brother's like, where's the plot twist? Or where's the arc?
Yeah.
I was like,
The big
hello.
upset.
When she,
Yeah.
goes into states with the boot.
Yeah.
Hello.
Mhm.
He goes, so where's the movie going to end? I was like, I don't know, her senior year. He goes, so you're just going to put down before the credits, say that she went on to college and became an All-American or whatever, placement holder or whatever.
Mhm.
And I'm like, yeah, sure.
He wants more drama. That's what he wants.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
He's trying to make it
He
more
wants more
realistic.
problems and
Well-
conflict. That's the stuff that piques the viewers.
And that's the
interest. He
thing. But
needs more
you got to think
drama.
about it. But you got to think, right?
Yeah.
A horse stepped on her ankle.
Well, it's a fucking horse. I don't know. I didn't grow up with horses. That's not actually my husband's family had horses. They were very comfortable around them. They're big animals.
Yeah.
Big, heavy animals with no off button.
Yeah.
Those things could throw you around. I remember being on a horse one time with Victor. He was on a different one. And we were in Mackinac Island. Do you ever do that? You ever go to Mackinac?
Mackinac Island?
Yeah, the
I've gone to
island.
Mackinac City.
You've never been to Mackinac Island. Are you kidding? Get a pen and write all the things that I need you to do your dumb self. You need to go to all the boat parties. Oh, you're gonna give me a dead pen? It doesn't even work. Oh, I know what game this is. Wow.
It worked before. It worked before.
Wow.
It
This is a
worked
sign.
before.
Anyways,
I'll get another pen.
but no, that is see, now I'm all distracted. Oh, now you okay, good. You got lots of extras. All right, wait, what was I saying? Okay, boat parties and Mackinac Island.
Mackinac
All right.
Island. We're just gonna keep that there.
Mackinac
That was originally for
This
me
is
to write down your stuff.
Do.
Yeah, to do this
do.
year. Yeah.
But no, I gotta write island, Mackinac Island. Anyways, so this is before I had children. So this is probably 9 or 10 years ago. We went there. We all were riding horses with his parents and his brother. And I was new to riding horses. They were all very comfortable with it. But I'm like, what happens if we were going to go through the woods there? It's a beautiful place. You really should go. But riding the horses, I was like, okay. So the horse that I'm on starts bucking their back feet when we were all scrunched together. So I got really, really scared and nervous. Is this what's going to happen to me the whole time? Luckily it didn't. But his brother's horse was right in front of me. And his brother's horse, imagine a massive fucking horse, lays down in the middle of the street. He just stops, starts laying down. David, his brother, gets off the horse. He's like, I don't know what he's doing. The horse rolls over like a dog rolls over. And it gets back up, and then Dave gets back on it, and then they keep going. I'm like, what is happening? Horses roll over?
Mm-hmm.
What if that was my horse, I'd be holding on for dear life. And I'm like, what is happening on this ride? I wouldn't have gotten off that horse. I wouldn't have known to jump off right now. Like, I'm like, oh, it's just taking a rest. It's laying down. I don't know.
So what did you?
I'd imagine I'd get crushed and killed. I don't know. Who would have thought a horse is about to run?
What did your brother-in-law immediately tell you when you asked?
Calm down. They were fine. Everyone was fine. I'm still. They probably don't even remember this story.
I was gonna say, like, they didn't tell you what was going on. Like,
he said his back was itchy. That he was trying to itch his back. That's what they said he was doing.
Oh, that makes sense.
But
think about it. What does a bear do?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
you know?
I guess, but I didn't know that. So I'm just saying, what if that was my horse that did that? I would have just sat waiting for it to finish whatever it was doing.
Well, have you ever seen Yellowstone?
Oh my god, I love Yellowstone. I haven't watched the latest season though.
I honestly think that you and Victor should be Beth and Rip this year.
I love Beth and Rip so much. Wait, hold on one second. Before we continue any of this, I need to show you a picture.
I was gonna say I got one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you may have seen it this past Halloween.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Hold on. You're going to love this.
Where is it? There it is.
Here it is.
Oh, you guys did do it.
Yeah. We were Beth and Rip. This wasn't this past one. It was 2 Halloweens ago. You see how I'm holding the cigarette, right? That's not a cigarette. Can you guess what that is?
It's a tampon.
It's a Crayola marker.
Or that. Or that.
It's like, oh, give me something. I need to hold something.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I think mine tops Victor's.
That's good. When was this last one?
This was this past year. Yeah,
that was good.
This is for my buddy Chris and his fiance Taylor's Halloween party, and I was like, all right, I'm being a lifeguard, I'm being Macho Man Randy Savage. I'm like, now I gotta go to and I had to be Peter Pan with my buddy.
Oh, really?
For another.
Did you have tights on? Did you do the green tight? Oh my god, I gotta see this. Oh my god. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That is great.
Yep. And of course, he makes me look like a child.
Yes, he does. That man is massive. How
Yeah.
tall is he?
6'7", 344 pounds.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
He's just gigantic. What are you, the Snapchat queen? I feel like you are.
I know, I like to document things. Okay, so random is I have this crazy fear that I'm going to have early onset dementia. And part of me documenting everything is so that I can watch like the year in reviews and stuff and like help me to not forget things.
Are you trying to be like Drew Barrymore in 51st States or something?
I don't know why.
Here's what's happened since you've been diagnosed with dementia.
There's no reason.
The Lions went to the Super Bowl.
Be like, what?
No kidding. Just kidding.
Oh my god. But that is
Charlie Sheen's back on crack. Not kidding.
Like, who that? Who cares about it? Mm-mm.
Oh.
No,
that makes sense. Why you want to document things.
Yeah, I have this like legitimate fear that I'm going to have a period of my life that I'm not going to remember. And so I try to document everything. So I like that this is being documented, right? I'm like, ooh, more things for me to not forever forget. So the things that I'm remembering, it like makes me feel good that I'm remembering more things as we're talking about like high school and your dad and all that stuff. So random weird thing, super vulnerable right now. Oopsie. It's all this, y'all, I've been drinking all of the moonshine. Oopsie.
It's okay. I don't touch it, so it's good though, isn't it?
You're good at your job. I'll tell you what. You know how to get me talking.
Yeah, it's funny because usually when people get on, they're like, oh, I don't know what to expect. And then we just, start having a conversation. You're just like, and then people come off the episode and they're just like, that was actually quite fun.
Yeah.
They're like, what was
Well,
that
how do you
about?
prepare for these? Like, what was your goal of this? Like, did you have like I got to ask her this?
Well, I definitely wanted to ask you about, being a principal and what it's like dealing with teenagers. Wanted to definitely ask you, one of the things I wanted to ask you is, with today's world, and I mean, you can answer this or not. You can even plead the fifth.
Oh God. Well, now I'm scared.
Well, it mainly has to do with, I've seen a lot of different things happening of like you said, like how your parents raised you, how my parents raised me.
Yeah.
Today's parents, they're not taking any responsibility for their children. And it then leads to the military. I had a buddy of mine on, and we talked probably just as long as we are right now, but maybe longer. But again, he's, having to train these 18, 19-year-old kids, and they are just dumber than a box of rocks because
Really?
their parents never taught them responsibilities and when to take action and when to take responsibility for your actions and stuff like that.
One of the things that I have been saying for years and have made news, I've been on radio shows because I made these big school-wide policies about this, is that I think that the biggest problem with kids, at least I can speak to middle school aged children, right? Outside of that, I don't know the answer, but I know at least for this, the kids that have unsupervised, unrestricted access to their smartphone and the internet and social media has severely impacted our kids in a negative way. And it is really hard for parents to it's a hard position for them to be in because all of their kids' friends have a smartphone and have all these apps. So am I going to be the parent that's going to be the one that my child is the only one that doesn't have a smartphone? My big thing is no middle school child should have a smartphone. Give them a phone, give them a flip phone, give them the security of being able to call if they need something, but giving them that quick access to anything and everything on the internet. I mean, think of how many adults can't limit their time on their phones, right? Like they have a hard time.
I'll admit,
right?
I still do.
Most adults do, especially like our age of people,
yeah.
Right? Like we started with, you had it when you were growing up, right? Like that was something that.
So I had the slide phone.
Yeah.
And then I would have an iPod Touch for music and stuff like that, and pictures and everything.
Right.
And then the phone, like it was kind of funny how I had it. It was like I had two phones.
You're so cool.
Yeah, I know. No, I had the iPod Touch, and it was mainly like for like pictures and what else was it for? It was like pictures and if I wanted to take videos or even music was on there. And then I had my slide phone for calling and texting, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah. So imagine if you had all of this access to all of the things that you have access to now, but you're 12, right? Like you remember like the Tide Pod challenge being a thing. Remember that? That was a thing. That was a thing that children legitimately did because they saw a trend online.
On TikTok, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like they're not, and it's just that it's not age appropriate. It's just not appropriate for kids to be exposed to a lot of things like that because they're just not developed enough to be able to rationalize things and not move past things. It's not their fault. But the parent's responsibility is very large. If you're going to give your child a smartphone, it's a lot of extra work for you because you need to know all their passwords. And guess what? Every single child has ways to hide things, and they have second accounts. Like they all have fake the alias accounts. Yes. They all do. They have a million different accounts. They all do. Yeah. So if they're like, oh yeah, no, you can check my account, they're showing you the account that they're okay with you seeing. They're okay with you looking at that one. Like It's so much.
Oh, what do they
more
call it?
work
No,
for
what do
a
they call it?
parent.
Because I remember somebody I knew had that. It was like a fake account, but it
Yeah,
was
they
like
all do.
it was like their more like risque one.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Yeah, they all have it. So if a parent's giving their kid that free access, it is so, if you're doing it right, you have a lot more time and monitoring and supervision to do. And most parents aren't doing that. That's the problem. If you're going to let your kid have a smartphone, you better get ready, because it's a lot of extra time and monitoring and parenting on your end to make sure that they're not getting involved in things. Because think about it like this, like I would never, and no parent in the world would ever leave their child in a room by themselves with, an adult stranger, right? No one would ever allow that.
Right.
But when you give your kid free access on their cell phone and they enter a chat room or a gaming place,
Which amazes me, because like, what chat room are we talking about?
Oh my God, they do it on Xbox. They do it on everything. Like the gaming systems, right? Like you can do it anywhere. Roblox is a big one, Minecraft, like all the kids. What's the other one? I don't know. I can't think of it, but
just because I don't know. Maybe it was because I grew up differently.
Yeah.
But there were like chat rooms and stuff like that. I'm like, what the hell is it? Like, because I'm like seeing like, To Catch a Predator and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, these chat rooms and stuff. And I'm like, where are these chat rooms?
Yeah. And then outside of them being exposed to that kind of stuff, it's like, it's so easy for kids to be bullied.
Oh yeah.
And it's so hurtful, and they're so little, and it's a hard, even as an adult, it is a hard thing to hear somebody.
Don't mind me. I'm trying to, I feel a hair. I'm like, I have a hair like in my mouth or something.
Right.
Like,
but if somebody were to comment on one of your podcasts and say something nasty and mean.
Oh, I laugh
even
at it.
But even as an adult, if they say the right thing, it could still hurt.
Yeah.
Right. Imagine being 11 and 12 years old and seeing just all these nasty, mean comments.
And their self-esteem is already somewhat low.
It's just, so Victor and I, luckily, I say it to every parent that'll listen to me at the middle school, like, save your child, protect your child. Do not give them a smartphone. Give them a flip phone if you want them to have a phone. They don't need a smartphone. Don't do it. But Victor and I are on the same page. We will not, none of our children will have a smartphone till at least high school. Victor teaches high school, and he has an idea that like you slowly introduce it.
Correct. I mean, that's how I was growing up, is like was slowly being introduced to it,
Yeah.
Like I said, in junior high, I had the slide phone, but everybody did.
Exactly.
Some people, if their parents loved them more than others, you know, they would get them that iPhone, and it was like the biggest thing. I've
been talking to a lot of my son's friends' parents, and I'm very vocal about this. I'm like, can we all agree that we're not going to do this? So it's easier for all of us to do this,
where it's, Johnny's dad or Johnny's parents bought him this phone, which I remember I would use that all the time. If Johnny's parents told Johnny to jump off a bridge, I'm like, now that I'm an adult, I'm like, see, that doesn't help, because if he survives that bridge,
exactly,
then it's jumpable.
Exactly. How would you know? Isn't the point of life to take risks?
Yeah. If Johnny jumps on that bridge and he doesn't float, back first, then we're good.
Yeah.
But no, I get what he was going with, though.
Yeah.
To where like being your own person and being your own self, but also, another thing is like, even, my grade dealt with this was the sending pictures back and forth,
airdropping inappropriate things.
Well, we didn't have airdrop at
That's
the time,
a thing
but
that happens now. And like, you don't have to be friends or have their contact information to have something airdropped to you, right? So imagine being in a school and your child has a smartphone, but you have all these limits on it. They can't be friends with, like, they don't have access to any of these apps.
Yeah.
But if they have an iPhone, they can have things airdropped to them.
Yeah.
Right. So like, yeah, I've had all kinds of
I mean,
problems.
we would just get them sent by text or whatever.
Yeah, but you're old.
I call you young and you call me old.
It makes me feel better, okay?
No, but I mean, it just amazes me because, in junior high, because now I'm hearing that it's in the junior high level.
What is?
The airdropping and everything. It's in the
It
junior high
is
level.
100%. Now, here's the thing that's going to blow your mind even more. They come to middle school with it. They don't get it in middle school. They get it in elementary school. They all have it when they enter middle school.
They all have
elementary.
those pictures?
They all have the phones and the free access.
Oh,
which means they
Yeah.
have access to everything,
correct.
right?
Yeah.
And one of my principal friends, elementary principal friend, she said everybody has them by 4th grade.
Yeah.
My son's going to be in 4th grade next year. And I'm like, child, I've been telling him, like, I'm so transparent with him. I'm like, it's not going to happen. And I'm not sorry. So I'm doing this because I know I've seen so many horrible things happen to good kids. Like what'll happen. Here's an example of something that would happen is that, like you're on Snapchat.
Yeah.
I can start a group chat and I can add 1,000 people. Boop, 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 boop. I add you into this group chat. Now you're part of this and you're seeing all the things that now I'm saying about so-and-so and posting about so-and-so. And then I'm not going to do it under my name. I'm going to log into my fake name so nobody knows who I am as I'm posting these things, talking bad about you or whatever. Right. And then I'm making sure that you are seeing it along with 100 other people that are in that group. Right. And it's like this game of cyberbullying that kids find entertaining, of course, until they're the target of it.
Right.
You know, so it's just.
Kids
It's so
kids are
hard.
dicks.
Yeah, they just care so much about what other people think of them, right? Like that is what drives everything.
Yeah.
Like their confidence isn't where it should be yet. They're young, they're a kid, right? Their self-esteem, they're still working on who am I, what's important to me, I don't know.
Correct.
So what they do care about is how do other people see me, you know, and that comes out with those insecurities and then they just are targeted like crazy. And it's so sad to see. And good kids get added into things.
Is there also punishment by affiliation?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, depending on what's going on. But yeah, it can be really bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, now I'm really feeling old. Thank you. Because like this
chill, okay. You chill with those words.
No, because like I look back and I'm like, I don't remember being in a group chat where like there was smack talk and all that stuff, about like so and so.
Yeah, but you were probably in a group chat with your friends. Like you're not getting added in a group chat by all these jerks.
No, I mean, but also I had an Android, so that kind of helped.
That's true. That's true.
That's what you know what? Now that I think about it, yeah, it literally it went slide phone, Android.
Yeah, that's good.
All the way to like senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got an iPhone finally my senior year. So that's the plan right there. Just go Android.
That's it.
But now I hear that they're doing this thing where Apple, Android are now coming together and it's like great.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
Screwing
That's
our kids even more.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my big takeaway. If any parents or future parents are listening to this, do not let your kids have a smartphone, at least until high school.
Here, let me crank up the volume. Do that again.
To all you parents or future parents out there listening and have made it this far into this episode, first of all, thanks. But second of all, do not let your child have a smartphone till at least high school.
Wonderful. Yeah, those were mainly like the things that I was, and then of course talking about, stories of your experience with my dad before he was Old Man River.
Is he still teaching at Algonac?
No.
What's he doing?
So he's now teaching at Marine City.
What? Marine City?
Oh.
Why?
Do I dare say why?
Uh-oh. Is it why?
It's juicy.
Oh, is it?
It's juicy.
Does he want that out there?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I can tell you.
When did he leave though?
Just this past summer.
What?
Yeah. This is his first year at Marine City.
Oh my God. No, I did not know this.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's just say this. It was a little bit of favoritism, a little bit of,
Oh no. So he's upset about something.
He's cool now.
Okay.
Because from what he said, like Marine City, like the community itself, like just loves the teachers. They do different things for the teachers. Like they go, they have like trivia night for like the high school teachers. They come and it's like $5 like drink night and like half off of food and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then they play trivia, and then the middle school teachers will come in and then they'll do their thing, like pretty much the same exact thing.
Okay.
And then the elementary school teachers will come in and they just play trivia all night long.
Huh. He likes it there?
Mm-hmm.
What a traitor. How could he? How can you leave Algonac and go to Marine City? Like, that's like leaving Michigan, University of Michigan, going to Ohio State. Like, you just don't do that. You can't. Oh. Maybe that's why he's here. He didn't want to answer all the questions I have now. I need to know.
Yeah.
That's sad, though. I'm sad for him. I'm sad for Algonac because that's a sad.
Well,
that's a hard. He's so great. So that's a big loss for Algonac.
I think it was more the fact that they're like, oh, he's not going to leave. We can't. And also like with the science, stuff, they're like, we can't find another science teacher. And
that's horrible.
Like, I don't know, like being a principal, like science teachers and stuff like that.
You're not supposed to consider that. I think I know what you're saying now.
I don't know. Like, what do you think I'm saying?
No, I think I just figured out what just happened.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've been in the game for a while, so picking up what I'm putting down a little bit.
I got it.
Yeah,
I think I got it.
So, but yeah, now he's like thinking about coaching track again, and he's coaching football at my old high school.
Wait, is that Utica? Where'd you go?
Utica Ford.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The good old Falcons.
Woo.
Well, it's funny because like,
wait, is that Edsel Ford? What's that?
Edsel Ford. No, you're thinking of Dearborn.
They have an Edsel Ford?
Yes.
Dearborn? Oh.
Probably.
All right.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That should be it. We're Henry Ford II.
Oh, ooh, fancy.
Yeah. Yeah. We're dos.
Well, what sports did you do in high school?
Oh man, high school?
Yeah.
I was gonna say overall, I played baseball, ran track for like 7th grade, but like I was telling my dad this, I'm like, I didn't understand track. I ran, but it was like, can I run? Like, it was not like, okay, you're gonna do this, like you're in this group, so practice with this group. But it was like, it was chaotic, but of course it was junior high track.
Yeah.
And there was like 2 coaches.
Sure.
Yeah. So there was that, but I only ran track for like 1 year. Didn't do any shot put or discus anything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no. What my
You're like the rebellious child.
It wasn't even that. It was more, I played football for 10 years.
Okay.
Right? Played football 4 years in high school. Then I wrestled for 2 years, but then wrestled for varsity my freshman year, only because I was 145 and varsity didn't have a 145, and 145 is such a hard weight class to do. You're either short and just built like a brick shit house, or you're tall, lengthy, and not muscular whatsoever, or you don't have anybody at 145. So I would get easy wins.
Okay.
And then I would go against the short, stocky dudes and get my ass kicked.
Okay.
Like I went against this one guy in Dakota, and this guy literally did something. I can't remember, because maybe brain damage or something. But this guy literally in midair put me in like this type of cradle.
Okay, in midair. Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
And pinned me within 8 seconds.
Okay. All right.
And
rodeo.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I mean, it was, I look back at it and I'm like, we all have different regrets.
Sure.
We try and not rely on those regrets, but we have those just eating at us.
Sure.
I have a couple. One of them would be, what if I didn't, quit wrestling? Because sometimes I think like, what would happen if, would I go to States or whatever, and and just maybe have that opportunity. Who knows? But yeah, so I played baseball as well, like throughout, childhood until like 8th grade. It was mainly because we were doing like these spring workouts at the high school, and I kept getting sore. And every game, I would get like my hamstrings would be on like fire, and I'm playing outfield, so I got to sprint, and I'm like, this sucks. But no, I mean, I really just played football in high school, and then in the off season just hit the weight room hard because I had to gain a shit ton of weight to play offensive line, and then did like theater.
Okay.
So,
nice.
So it was a good mixture. And then of course I was involved in like different clubs and everything, and got to be on homecoming court, which was cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. Oh, glory days.
The glory days. I was just gonna say that. I liked high school. I didn't like middle school. I had a tough middle school.
Middle school. Well, what was funny about middle school is because in elementary school, like I don't know, I just didn't fit in it in elementary school. My buddy Robert and I, we talk about this all the time because we've known each other since we were 6.
Okay.
Right. So we've talked about this. He goes, no, it's not that we didn't like you. It's the fact that you were just so straight laced, and we tried to like, like get you like out of your shell or whatever. I'm like, you guys were dicks to me. And he goes, we didn't mean to be. And but yeah, so I just didn't fit in elementary school for some reason. And then come junior high, like I was playing football, and I had a big personality and everything. So then I got too big for my britches, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I started becoming the bully and stuff like that, and started becoming that hot shot.
Sure. Yeah.
And then it took my dad a little come to Jesus moment to kind of straighten me out, and then after that it was fine.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, but I mean junior high, I mean it was not. I mean, it was like because we did 7th and 8th grade, not 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Okay.
So it was just 2 years that just flew by.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that. It wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, granted, there were teasing and stuff like that, but it was to your face.
Yeah.
There was never. It was never that. We're gonna add a bunch of people in here, and then we're just gonna make fun of you the whole time. No, it was like to your face kind of thing. But I get the whole teasing thing.
Yeah.
And I think what it is now is I've kind of realized to where it's like I don't let that kind of stuff bother me, and my buddy Thomas and I, we were talking about how he goes, when people are like kind of like teasing you or making fun of you, you like laugh it off. He goes, I wouldn't be laughing at like some of the things that they would say to you. I'm like, yeah, I just don't let it bother me, man. I'm just like, or I'm just, it's mainly friends, If a random dude like was trying to insult me, then it would be a little bit of a different situation.
Sure.
But because it's my friends, it's like, we're just kind of dogging on each other. We're roasting each other, So I just look at it. I'm like, I just don't take it so seriously. I don't take myself seriously at all.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So, I mean, at my buddy's wedding, he ordered these t-shirts because he was in his dress blues and everything.
Yeah.
And he bought the wrong size t-shirts.
Okay.
Now, granted, we're all getting ready in this hotel room, and my sober mind is like, oh, that would be funny if I put that on. Didn't think nothing of it. Wedding happened, and then we partied all night long and came back to that same hotel room for the after party, which was pretty much like all of his cousins and all of us, and my ex-girlfriend came with me, and so we were just all just sitting around, just exhausted from the night, but also just like wanting to have a little bit like that extra like kind of fun,
Yeah.
To where I don't know, like have you experienced that to where like you all are kind of like done with the night, but you still want to have that like little bit of fun time,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty drunk.
I knew what that meant.
Yeah. So I'm pretty drunk. So I immediately go into that room and I put on that t-shirt.
Oh boy.
This was like, oh geez. Yeah, this was 5 years ago. So
Picture
it's gonna be a minute.
time.
Oh wait, no, I just passed it. Almost there. Almost there.
Oh my God. So cute. Cute little crop top.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm running around with the flask that he had given all of us groomsmen.
That's awesome.
Just strutting around the apartment, just going, fat guy in a little shirt.
Oh, that's good.
And then I just kept the t-shirt on and just was
Like,
chilling
this is what
out.
I'm doing.
Yeah. And so he looks at my buddy, looks at me, he goes, take it off. It's not funny anymore.
Oh my God, that's so fun. I don't get invited to weddings anymore. It's only just kid birthday parties. So I haven't been to a wedding in a while, but I just got one of my teachers is getting married this summer in St. Clair Shores.
Oh.
On a boat.
Oh.
On like one of those yachts, right? She just sent
Who
me
has money? Who has money?
She just sent me the save the day. I was like, I won't let you down, girl. I will have so much fun. I will do whatever you want. The fact that I'm getting invited to an adult thing, I'm so excited.
Yeah. I look at it like this, to where like I'm still getting invited to weddings and stuff like that. Like I got I'm trying to think whose wedding. I got my buddy Austin and his fiance Angela's not this coming up year. I think it's like in 2025.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so, that's the case. Yeah. So 2025. So they're doing that, and then I'm trying to think who else is getting married. Can't think of anybody else. But I mean, one year I was like back-to-back weddings.
I remember that period of my life too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was
I remember
insane.
feeling like this is a big expense to be being invited and having to go to all these weddings. Like,
yeah.
I remember it being like oh my God, we can't afford to have this many friends. Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
But now, like I said, I don't get invited to weddings anymore. So I'm like, I'm so
Have you gotten
excited.
invited to like a divorce party? You know that like happens?
That's a thing. No, I have not been invited to anything like that.
Yeah.
I would go. Like I said, I say yes to everything.
So there was this party. I mean, I did mention it that I wasn't going to mention it on the podcast, but now I can.
Let's go.
So at Coyote Joe's, they did this thing called Anti-Valentine's.
Okay.
And
wait, real quick. Coyote Joe's is where I had my bachelorette party.
That's where every woman has
Yeah, I was
their
gonna say,
bachelorette party.
that was, I've got fond memories in pictures.
Right in the bowl and everything.
Oh, of course.
I carved my finger on the bowl because I was wearing a ring.
Uh-huh.
And it like
Yeah.
dug into the stirrups or whatever.
Oh, really?
I know I could definitely beat 8 seconds though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Even now? You think?
Probably. Literally all you gotta do is just rock back and forth and just feel it, you know?
That's what she said.
No, but have you ever been back to Coyote Joe's?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I love dancing.
Yeah.
I love live music, as we've said. Like, I love that.
Did they do
I always want to go.
Did they
that.
just go back to back to back to back, like just line dancing back when you went? Or was it just like a playing country music, playing whatever music and just enjoying each other's time kind of thing?
I don't know. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, I wish I could go back on Snapchat memories and be like, what was it like that night? I don't remember. I have a couple pictures that I've seen from that night. Like, I'm like wrapped in caution tape somehow, and I've got a penis headband on. And
I need to see these.
Yeah,
photos.
I know. I'm like, where? I don't even know where they are. I don't have a Facebook. It's probably on my Facebook account, but
Which
I
that's
don't
another
have-
thing. Why don't you have a Facebook? Didn't you
I-
have one at one point?
I did. I had it for a long
What
time.
the heck? What the heck?
There were some family issues we were having, and then also there were my job makes it hard for me to have something like that because people are just, some people are mean-spirited and just trying to dig things up just to make things difficult for people if you're in a position like mine,
I get it.
Yeah.
And which is weird because it's like,
And there's lots to dig up, I'll tell you what. All you people that would want to do that, yes, you would find lots of stuff. That's why.
But I don't. Here's what I don't get. Right, the
I
fact
did go to
that.
Central.
But that's another thing. It's like we've all grown up one way or another.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So who are you to judge?
100%. I am not, as we kind of talked about already, I am not the same person I was 15 or 20 years ago.
Right.
My outlook on a lot of things have changed. Like I used to feel really passionately and strongly about things that I feel the complete opposite about now.
Right.
From 20 years ago. Like
right.
Crazy things, But that's that's a tough thing to like when I see things that are brought up about people, notable people that are very, very old. I just hate watching that stuff.
Yeah.
I hate it. That could be anybody. I'm like, that could be anybody.
Yeah. I mean, I look at it to where it's like, we all have done stupid stuff. We've all had different things, and it's like, doesn't matter who you are. We all had teenagehood. We all did stupid stuff. I mean, as long as it wasn't, illegal.
Right.
Like stayed out too late, drank a beer underage.
Yeah.
Drank underage or whatever.
Right.
Everybody's done it.
Yeah.
Or majority of people have done it. Right.
Large majority. Yes.
Correct. You look at, in your 20s, have you gotten drunk and maybe, done something like a Mardi Gras, but you're not at Mardi Gras? Have you passed out somewhere where you peed on yourself? Sure.
Oh, totally.
That happens too.
It happens. And we need to be forgiving and show grace to everybody because, like your father said, nobody's perfect. Except for him. You can get real close. You can feel like it, but it ain't going to happen. No, I don't. And I don't get into politics, and I'm very like, I don't. I really don't. Like I have my outlook on everything, literally everything is everyone is right except you. Right? Like if we all operated with that understanding, like everyone is right. Everyone's right. Every single person is right. They believe what they believe for whatever reason, whatever personal thing happened to them or someone close to them. They believe what they believe because it's real to them, and they are right to feel whatever they feel and to believe what they believe. And anyone that disagrees with someone's opinion, you're the one that's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, so I do. I think that helps to be more of a listening stance than a judging thing. Like I always, I try to check myself. I'm not right. They're right. So let me try to understand their point of view. It helps to not make things so polarized. Everyone's right.
I more look at it to where it's like, not everything's all black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
it doesn't matter, if this person decides this way or this person decides on this way. It's like there could be a totally different circumstance. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
we have to try to understand.
Like
everyone.
what is it? The Roe versus Wade thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You look at that and it's like everything's now black and white. It's like, if a young person, says and they're of age and they say yes, like let's do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they get pregnant, it's like, sorry, but you got to buck up, Buttercup. I'm like, here's the real world.
Yeah.
It's like, but also here are your options.
Yeah.
Right? Here are your options, and this isn't like one of them, Or you have someone who was sexually assaulted by a family member or by somebody and gets pregnant from it, and that could be another situation to where it's like, okay, then you don't have to. So there's totally different circumstances, and not everything is like, nope, life or what is it? What was it? The pro-life and pro-choice? Yeah, it's no.
I know.
There's no need for that.
Yeah.
Because now you're just dividing people.
Well, one of the things that the whole thing is that you have to be willing to learn from everyone. Like, why do you believe what you believe? Please teach me, because I grew up thinking this. So can you please help me understand? I want to understand.
Right.
One of the stories my husband told me, one of his friends. He and his wife were pregnant with triplets. They had 3. And in the womb, one of them had a really bad disease, really bad, where that child was going to die
Right.
in the womb, and very quickly. But if they didn't terminate that piece of that child, that one, it could infect the other ones, and they could all 3 of them die. But the one for sure was going to. So, that was can you imagine having to make that decision of,
I mean, and
but
again,
they
that
had to
decision
do it.
alone is hard as is.
It's the hardest thing in the world. Like it's just like you said, it's not black and white. Like,
it's not like
I
picking
think
chocolate chip and,
it's common sense.
It's not that simple.
We need to have common sense laws.
Correct.
Right? And something where it doesn't make it impossible for people to do what's best for them. And their family, right? And in that situation, that's one that I like to remember. But like I said, everybody is entitled to believe what they believe, and I think, like I said, I really truly think everyone's right, and I'm the one that's wrong. Like, I have to constantly remind myself of that. I need to keep learning. If I have a strong opinion in one way, I need to keep learning what the opposition says.
I mean,
important.
I also look at it like this, to where it's like I ask questions so I don't look ignorant.
Yeah.
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 Now, granted, does it sound a little selfish? A little bit,
Yeah.
but it's more, just so I don't look like a jackass in front of somebody and say something.
Yeah.
It's like, teach me. So, like, I remember my ex-girlfriend, she had a best friend who was a lesbian, right? And that she had a girlfriend and everything. And just out of curiosity, I was like, we're close enough. I'm like, what's lesbian life like?
Yeah.
And she was like telling me all this stuff about how there's different kinds, and I'm like, it's like I'm learning a whole new thing.
Yeah.
It's like, there's different, like there was the chapsticks and the lipsticks and the
I don't know what chapsticks and lipsticks mean.
So the chapsticks, really, you're an educator and you don't know the difference?
I'd be willing.
You probably catch it. Yeah.
I could assume, but I don't know.
So let's see. So I mean, granted, in 2004,
Like a more masculine and feminine role. Is that what we're saying?
So like the girls that like played softball or that played basketball for sure. Yeah, like those chicks.
Yeah.
The ones that didn't really, hung out with the guys, but that wasn't flirting with the guys.
Yeah.
They were wrestling and putting the guys in the headlocks and stuff.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So
masculine role.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
And of course you got the butch, which is you might know what that is. So, and then
no comment.
college. No, but then you got the lipstick, which are the ones that don't look what is it, that they look straight but they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
ones where like if you got hit on at the bar, you would be like, oh, thank you so much, and then all of a sudden you feel like a hand on your ass and you're just like, oh, never mind.
Whoa.
Yeah, like that one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And
then I was talking with an old friend of mine and his boyfriend at Coyote Joe's of all places.
Okay.
And they're a couple.
Okay.
And I'm like, are there different categories like as lesbians? And they're like, we don't know lesbians. We're gay, remember? I was like, good point. I thought
different.
I thought you guys like hung out with each other and shit. He goes, no. So I was honestly educating, and the hilarious part is my buddy Chris, him and I are like really, really close, and so they're like, they were looking at Chris and I like, hey, like you guys should get together. I'm like, no, that's not our thing. But thanks for noticing.
You're like, I'm flattered. Thanks.
Yeah, literally. I mean, they were
tell me more.
Right. But I mean, they were just explaining like different. They were just explaining different things, and like I'm like, so how is it like? Because one of them was, in a heterosexual relationship, right? And he said that, he goes, I don't get it. He goes, being in a relationship with a guy is so much simpler. He goes, if we have an argument, we just wrestle. I go, then that's not fun.
Yeah, right.
Well, you guys have an argument. It's like
Uh-huh.
there is no, I gotta tend to your feelings and I gotta listen. It's like I'm gonna wrestle you and pin you and make sure you're making my bitch. Like that's how I'm gonna win that argument, So but it's just so interesting to see the dynamic, but also the the questioning.
Sure.
And they didn't feel threatened at all.
Yeah.
On both sides. Because I was honestly curious.
Yeah.
Like I would ask questions. I'm like, don't mind me. I'm like, I'm just curious, so I'm not ignorant, and I just want to know more. Because this isn't, this is new. This is,
Yeah.
I mean, this is a thing that is been happening, and it's like instead of people hating on it, it's like, why don't we just learn about it?
It's so true. Did you ever watch the show Ted Lasso?
No.
You know what I'm talking about, though?
Mm-hmm.
I'm adding it to the list.
What is it? What is it on?
It's Apple TV.
Oh, that's why I don't.
Yeah, you need to watch it. It's really good. But one of my favorite quotes from Ted Lasso, he's got a lot of great one-liners, a lot of them, really, really good. But one of my favorite ones, I actually have it framed in my office.
Yeah.
And I look at it every day. It says, "Be curious, not judgmental."
Ooh, that's a good one.
And I love that, and that's what I truly try to live that. I try really hard to live that. And that's kind of what you're saying. Like,
yeah,
be curious, not judgmental.
Yeah.
Be curious.
Let your name be George, because you be curious.
That's good. That's good. That's lame as hell, though.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, that's I think an important piece that some people tend to miss is that we should try to be learning from each other.
But also, I feel like judging people, it's a taught thing, because if you look at little kids, like your little baby, right?
Yeah.
She sees another little baby. What does she do?
Yeah. Hi, hug.
Hi, hug.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Instant love.
Yeah. 100%. Right. Mm-hmm.
Then you look at somebody who is, being judgmental and, in any sense of the word, whether it be, fat shaming or, sexual orientation hating or racial hating and anything like that. Right.
Yeah.
Where does that stem from?
It's learned.
It's learned. It's a learned behavior.
It is.
Why? Because like the judgmental stuff, your mom probably talks crap behind her best friend's, backs.
Yeah.
And you see that and you're like, oh, that's fine.
I got to tell you a story. So this is probably my favorite story about my son. One of my favorites. So my father is Eastern European descent, very dark in the summer, especially. He tans.
Oh my gosh,
real
his
dark.
tan.
He's real
like
dark in the
envious.
Yeah, he's got it. And he's just a really dark guy. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
So my neighbor, who has a son that's my middle child, my daughter's age, she's from Jamaica, dad's from Germany, and their son we raise this child. He's always at my house. Thank you.
I was like,
other way.
I'm like looking at your face. I'm like, okay. I'm like noticing something, but
so anyways, he's of mixed race. Damn. But he's my daughter's best friend. And do you even live here? Is this your place? That's what are we doing here? Oh my God. Do you care about me at all? It's the wrong way. Okay, that'll work. That works. Okay, much better. Now that I'm blind.
I was about to say you got your son
even more. I was gonna say maybe I should have done that as my subtle thing to you. Be like, I think I need these now. Anyways, what was I saying? Okay, this is a story.
I blacked out after your dad's skin complexion.
No more moonshine for you. You're cut off. All right. So my neighbor, they have a mixed child. He's my middle child's best friend. He's over at my house all the time,
Gotcha.
every single day. Love this kid. He's her best friend.
Gotcha.
All right. So he's very, very much around. My son's best friend, his parents are mixed. Or his mom's white, dad's black. He's mixed.
Okay.
So, and he is always at our house. Whatever. They're hanging out all the time.
Like just the four of them.
Yeah, all the time. They're
Gotcha.
best friends.
Gotcha.
So this story is probably 2 years old now. But my son asked me one time, he's like, when is it going to happen for me that I start to change to black? I was like, what? And he goes, well, Bubba, my dad, he's like, well, Bubba's black. And his two friends, they're both turning black. When am I going to start turning black?
Okay.
He legitimately thought that that's a process that everybody goes through, that you start one color and
Now
you change
that-
into another color.
Now that is cute.
It is the cutest thing.
It's cute. It's funny.
It-
It's
right? It's so adorable. I
Yeah.
love that story so much because it does. It speaks to just the purity of a child just not knowing, you know,
Yes.
and just like the innocence of them just curious and then just I don't understand.
Right.
Why aren't I turning that color yet?
Yeah.
When does this happen?
So what did you say?
It took everything in me not to laugh. Like I was like, it took me a while to really understand what he was asking because I was like, wait, this can't be what you're asking me right now.
Is this,
You
is
first
this
of all,
prank? Am I on punk?
yeah, I know, right? So I love that he thinks he's always thought my dad was black and that his friends are turning black, and so he must be turning into my dad's color soon. So it's great. It's cute. I mean, kids say the darndest things, right?
That's
know?
the saying. Yeah.
That's what they say. And I've got plenty of those where they're cute. They don't know. It's adorable.
Now-
you know, and like you said, like these kinds of hateful thinking it's taught.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely something that they learn
That's why
from somewhere.
I mean, that's why I tell a lot of people is like, you know, hate is taught, you know, but
Yeah.
the thing is like, I remember, it was during the George Floyd
Mm,
incident,
yeah.
you know, and how everybody was like up in arms and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Remember?
Oh yeah.
So I remember having an argument with my ex, and she, you know, calls me and she goes, you know, we need to tell people to this, you know, da 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 da, and she's being like this, you know, person that wants to just march in the streets and tell everybody like you're doing wrong and
Uh-huh.
this is why this is happening and this whatever.
Yeah.
I literally looked at her and I go, that's impossible.
Yeah.
She goes, no, it's not impossible. I go, yeah, it is. I go, if you tell somebody who's stuck in their ways that
Yeah.
you know they need to change, they're not going to change.
It's not going to happen.
They have to want to change.
Yes.
I said, and we're just one
Yes.
person. Like I'm just one person. I can't be doing.
You're
like that.
100% right. They have
said-
to want
And
to
then
do that.
and then I threw this at her. I said, I'm like, here's what you can do. Teach the youth.
Mm-hmm.
I said, if you teach the youth not to do this,
Yeah.
I said, tomorrow will be a better day.
Yeah.
You know, and if you look at, you know, the way that society has fluctuated from the times of the 50s to the
Yeah.
60s and onward.
Yeah.
Granted, are we perfect? No.
Mm.
Are we trying to be? Yes, but there's no perfection.
We know. We've heard this whole podcast. We know. Thank you, Mr. Sims. We know.
This is gonna be great because they better be. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be great. And they listen back to this because my stepmom is like the #1 fan.
Is she?
Yeah, she like listens to every episode, and then sometimes like she'll have my dad listen into it.
This will be a good one for him to listen into. Shout out to Simsy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but no, like I was saying, you know, we're never gonna get to a certain point to where everything is all sunshine and roses. You
Yeah.
know, there's always gonna be crime,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be bad things that happen to good people.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, that's
Yeah.
just life, and you know, again, Simsy, you know,
Simsy. me.
SMC, like you've told me, life isn't fair. But you gotta
I'm
enjoy.
pretty sure he used to tell me life's tough, get a helmet. I'm pretty sure that was his.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Life's tough. Get a helmet. Yeah.
That's how he raised me.
I mean, life is tough. Learn to enjoy the good moments and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You know,
Mhm.
and when you have those tough moments, it's like it's just an obstacle in front of you, and it's like,
Yeah.
learn how to go either around it, over it, or under it, or whatever.
Yeah.
However you decide, that's your journey.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but again, in society, everybody wants to just finger point, and it's like,
And it's this need for control that you don't need. Like if you feel a way, then live your life that way. Like you don't need to make other people feel that way.
Yeah.
Like just if you feel strongly about something, then great, do that.
Like
Do
I
that.
remember talking to my therapist one time, and I had told him, I'm like, look, I understand I can't control people's actions.
Yeah,
The only person that I can control is myself and how I react to them.
exactly.
I'm like, that's the only thing. You can't control somebody. You can't control somebody's decisions and everything like that. That's what free will is about.
Yeah.
So the only person that you can control is yourself. And I feel like, parents teach that at a very young age.
I'm not kidding. I say that phrase probably 20 times a day
Yeah.
at work.
It never connected to me until I was in
Yeah.
my 20s.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that makes so much sense. I
Right?
can't control somebody.
Yeah.
But the only person I can control is my own actions.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And my own thought process or whatever, or how I can react to that,
Yeah.
And like you were saying, like people commenting bad things on social media and whatnot. If it's some random Joe Schmo on TikTok saying that this podcast sucks, I laugh.
Right.
I laugh. I'm like, this is hilarious. Give me some more.
Right.
Come on, troll. Let's go.
That means you're subscribing and watching.
Yeah, it's like you're paying
thanks,
attention.
Boo.
Yeah, exactly. You're giving me the view.
Yes.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look at that and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you like a long, long time ago that you looked like who was
God.
it? Ashley Tisdale?
Yes. Was that from you?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa. Weird timing of this. Literally. So I was trying to remember not only who told me that, but who the actress was. I was like, I don't remember her name, but I know the picture that I looked up. This is a long time ago.
Yeah.
That you told me that.
This is 2004, y'all.
Yeah, it was probably way, yeah.
This is like
Way
early
back
High
then.
School Musical shit.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was so remember how I said that middle school was hard?
Yeah.
So that was back when, you remember the movie Twister with Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton?
Of course.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Love that movie. However, when I was in middle school, I was made fun of for looking like Helen Hunt. That's who I looked like. And it was a dig. And I was like, I look like Helen Hunt. And then I'm like, if I was on Love is Blind and I had to describe what I look like, am I really going to pick Helen Hunt? No, I'm going to say Ashley Tisdale.
That show.
Have you not watched it?
No, a bunch of my friends are like, we're going to get you on Love is Blind. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, really?
I love the concept of that. I love the idea of it. I think it's a little bit harder possibly for men to go through something like that, because I think men are a little more visual people than women are.
Very true.
You know?
Yes.
So I think that's kind of a more of a challenge for men, but I love it. I think it's such a cool concept for a show. I do.
It is.
But my husband, so Victor and I were talking about it. I was watching the most recent one. And of course I showed him the highlights. I'm like, oh my God, you got to see what all the drama's about. And he's like, what? This is so dumb. Like, I don't know. He doesn't think that
like, are you someone that goes, Victor, we got to watch The Bachelor?
yeah. I boycotted The Bachelor after it got political. I was like, I don't want anything to do with it. Like, I'm just trying to have fun. Like, I don't like.
What happened to Bret Michaels' Rock of Love?
Yeah. In New York. Remember the New York spinoff?
No, that was Flavor
was it-
Flav.
That's what I was thinking.
Flavor of
yeah,
Love.
and then she had the Flavor of Love. And then
It was Megan. No, it was Megan. So that was one. So
How
they
do you know? When did this all happen? You must.
This was like I was like.
Because I feel like I was like in college. Maybe
You were, yeah, because I was coming of age to where like I didn't want to watch Disney anymore, so I was watching
Rock of Love, Bret Michaels. Oh my god.
and like Daisy of Love or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All those
love
weird
shows, and then
Okay, but can we just stop for a second and think about it? There was a love show. There was a show based on finding love with Flava Flav. That was a real thing.
well,
That was a real thing where people were competing.
Here's another wild thing to think about. Rocky's, or not Rocky, Sylvester Stallone's former wife
Okay.
or ex-wife married Flava Flav.
What?
Okay, Rocky 4.
What? Okay.
Rocky 4.
Okay.
Yvonne Drago's wife. You're not ringing bells.
I mean,
here?
I've probably seen all them. I've been to the Rocky Steps. Does that count?
Fuck you. Got 2 Rocky tattoos, so
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah?
yeah,
You got a lot of tats? Is that a thing?
4.
Yeah.
Just 4, and trying to save up for more, but other responsibilities.
I just got another one last month.
Where?
Yeah. I've got this one on my finger.
I noticed that one.
Yeah.
What is that? An arrow?
It's a broken arrow, and I got it on my middle finger, depending on who's asking how I show it.
Yeah.
But I went through a really tough period after I had my second child.
Yeah.
2 kids under 2. It was just, I was in grad school. I had a full-time job. It was really
Makes
hard.
sense.
It was a tough period in my life. But anyways, the broken arrow the arrow represents, like, for an arrow to propel and move forward, it has to be pulled back. So it reminds me that being pulled back in the tough time in your life is temporary. You're doing that to propel forward. Propel forward.
Love that.
Love it. It's a great reminder. I love looking at it. I got, here, let me take this.
Showing the guns.
I got the guns. I got 2 on my arm. Oh, well, my first one, I've got one more that I can't show you. But
it's in the bikini area.
It's in the bikini area. My sister and I, when she turned 18, we went to go get tattoos. And we went into the tattoo shop. We're like, what's the smallest thing you've got? We don't care what it is. He's like, I could do like bumblebees. We're like, sure. So we have bumblebees on our hips. Stupid. But we both.
How old were you guys?
18 and 19.
Bingo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyways, this one is my most recent one.
Sick.
These are my kids' names. So this is Axel. This one's really easy to see. So this is the A, X, L, right?
Oh.
That's Veronica and Harlow.
How did you do that?
I actually found a girl on TikTok that makes these designs. And she has like a service that you just pay whatever, and she draws them out. Yeah, isn't that cool? I love it. And then this one I've had done, and then he updated it.
Love it.
So this is a calla lily. It was my wedding flower, and the color is pink since October is my birth month. And this is Victor's birth month and flower. My son, my daughter, and the new daughter.
Love
Then
it.
the outline is kind of a hat tip to my degree, my math degree. It's the Fibonacci sequence. It's the golden ratio
You lost
design.
me.
Yeah.
You lost me.
It's like really complicated.
Now, are those the only tattoos that you have?
Yeah, I have those 3 and then the one on my hip.
Okay.
But I love tattoos. I'm trying to convince my husband to get more.
So,
He has one, but I love the look of them. I've always thought like, oh my gosh,
Same.
I love them.
same.
They're
So this was my first one.
Ooh.
It's on my left bicep.
Oh, I like that. That's cool. So did you design that, or like how did you
No,
so
it's a funny story. So this tattoo, so I went with my buddy. He goes, yeah, this guy did my whole entire chest for like 12 hours, no breaks, whatever, in the barracks, I'm like, damn, this sounds gnarly. He goes, yeah, he's from Michigan. I was like, no shit. He goes, yeah, we'll go to his place. I'm like, okay, cool.
What?
First time ever, like popping the tattoo cherry and shit. So I had no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
I don't know what what the procedure is or anything like that. All I know is I need to see this guy have clean needles.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I need to know.
Baby steps. Yes. We need the basics done.
So we're driving, and all of a sudden we pull up to this house, and we're like, I'm like, aren't we going to the tattoo shop? He goes, this is the tattoo shop.
Some guy's basement.
I'm like, God damn it. I've heard horror stories like this. I'm like, this is not happening.
Yeah.
So we go inside and thank God we don't go in a basement. We go in a bedroom. And like this guy has like,
okay.
like this guy has like, crazy green hair.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just tattoos. His teeth are all fucked up.
Wow.
Like each time that I saw him 3 different times, and each time his teeth like eroded.
He sounds cute.
Yeah. So, but it had like a certain smell in there. So I'm like, lovely. He's got like different.
Wow.
He's got different artwork. This is when it got done. So
that looks so good.
Yeah. So, but I mean, there was different artwork and misfits and stuff like that. It seemed like he had like legit tooling. You know?
Oh yeah.
And he wore gloves, and he had like the everything was right.
Yeah.
So it went fine, but this was all freehand.
Wow.
So what was freehand was the different tears. Okay. And he put like a piece of paper. I told him what I wanted. He goes, "Oh, I think I got something like that." And he takes out like a waving flag, cuts it to fit my bicep, and then he goes, "All right, so you want how many ribs? 3, and you want the middle one to be bigger. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do this." And and then away we went.
What is the symbolism of the?
So there's multiple symbolisms on that one. So. As you can see, I got 2 buddies up there that were in the Marines, and then I got another buddy. He's in the Air Force right now. He's in Wyoming. So, living up in Wyoming. But yeah, that's mainly
is there anything to do there.
That's really an homage. I mean, from what he said,
yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, he that's an homage to them. Yeah. Another thing is like, people are like, "Oh, are you Democrat, Republican?" I'm like, "I'm an American."
Yeah.
I'm a patriot.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, so you're about like the not the invasion, but like the stuff with Mexico. What is it?
The borders?
Yeah, like the borders and stuff like that, right?"
Okay.
I'm like, no, I care about that there's an American dream, and that American dream is that you can take care of your family, you can work for a living, you can retire and enjoy, and then die.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's literally
America.
Yeah, literally. And then just be proud and be happy.
Yeah.
Or not happy, but be proud to say that you're an American and say that you have come all this way, whether you're from Italy, whether you're from Albania or China or wherever, and that you can, and that you've had family members who have fought and died for your freedom, and that have stood for something that they believed in, and it's going on since 1776. So I'm like, there's so much to be believed in. So, and I always said that God forbid if we ever had another 9/11 or Pearl Harbor, I would always just join.
You just sparked another memory for me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Look at us. And there's so many others. I need to do like a list where it's like, okay, we started this, but we never finished the point.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I would love to watch this back to know how many times we started something and got derailed. I bet it's a lot.
Not so much. I think we did okay.
I remember on 9/11, I was in 10th grade. And I remember being in your dad's class, and everybody was getting pulled out of school except me for some reason. And he had the TV on that had all the news of it happening. And I remember this, like your dad was pissed off. A reporter said, as the planes crashed and the buildings are falling, whatever, as that's happening, the reporter said, "There may be casualties here." And I remember your dad making a big deal about it. He was like, "There may be casualties. What kind of reporter is this?" Like, he was so angry. Like, how dare you say that there may be? I remember it. And I remember my dumb self. I was like, what is casualties? I wrote that down. I was like, what is, I'm going to look that up. Because I was like, yeah, I know. I feel the same way. Let me go double check what this means later. There wasn't Google back then, so I had to go ask my mom. Mom, just out of the blue for no reason. I just need to know.
I know today,
what does casualty mean?
I know today's September 11th. But
Yeah.
what do casualties mean?
What does that mean? But yeah, I do remember him. He was really upset. Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. I didn't know to be upset until I got home. My parents were crying. I was like, oh, is this a big deal? This is a big deal. All right. This is serious. They were both crying.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, granted, I was like 3, so
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. But I was in 10th grade. Like I shouldn't have been that dumb.
Yeah.
But I was.
Well, and
I was like, what
I
is
look at
this?
it like this. Like, what was your feeling on January 6th?
Like I said,
'Cause that's like
really,
that's the most like shocking thing that has happened.
yeah.
You know.
Here's my, you know how I said everyone's right and everyone's opinion and everybody's experience makes them trend to think a certain way.
Correct.
Right. So in my position, I have been in the news for all kinds of things, good and bad.
Right.
And there have been many times where I've been misrepresented and the story has been wrong. And it's really made me have a major distrust of reporters in general about how do I know if they do have the full story before whatever's being reported.
Gotcha.
Because my own personal experience, I multiple times, at least twice that I can think of off the top of my head, they got the story wrong, you know? So, to answer your question, my opinion is we'll see what happens. I trust the justice system to figure things out, and mine
was just pure confusion. Like,
yeah,
like this is happening. Like I'm, and then part of me was like, I'm living in history right now.
yeah.
You know,
I don't even. I mean, to be honest, I had a.
Like, did that ever cross your mind during 9/11? Was like, I'm living in history right now.
Not until either the next day or there was some recent time after that where we had like a moment of silence at the school and somebody said, it may have been your dad. Somebody said, this is going to be written in all the history books. And I was like, oh, okay.
It doesn't register. It really doesn't.
No,
you know? Like the
like,
whole COVID
just,
and like COVID
I was
and
just
everything.
going to talk about that. Like that was, I was a principal at my school and I said something of that. I said, this has never happened. Never in history have we ever experienced anything like
Besides
this.
the Spanish flu.
Well, yeah. I'm like, never in my lifetime have we ever experienced anything like this. And so I was encouraging them to journal. I was like, while you're home, like just write down how things are going, what you're seeing on the news, like what are the things that are being reported, like what's going on.
Yeah.
Because this is different. This has never happened before. I remember just how eerie the last day of school was before we all shut down. Because the Thursday that they were announcing starting Monday, we're all done. That Friday, there was like nobody in school.
Yeah.
It was eerie. And we had I don't even know if you know this. Do you know that we were raising a kid, a fourth child? Do you know about this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
brown haired
kid
was older than Axel.
Yeah. Yeah. He's 18 now. Dominic, he was a student of mine.
That's right. Yeah.
He was living with us at that point. He moved in with us in January of 2020.
Yeah,
and
I
then
remember
this
that.
shutdown happened in March. So, his birthday.
I saw that, and I was like, good for them. And then my dad tried it, and it was like a disaster.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't
Long
know.
story short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear more about that.
It's rough.
But when you asked about January 6th, that's actually that child's birthday is January 6th. So we were celebrating his birthday that night. And so we weren't even like watching. Yeah, we were doing a birthday thing. So, but yeah, we took him in and raised him for over 2 years. And it's really not a good story. And I wish the ending was different, but his parents, he never knew his dad, and his mom didn't. I don't know if I want to talk about this.
Yeah. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Hence why I was like, my dad tried that too, and it didn't end up the way he wanted it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the hard part.
It's hard not to want to do that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see it. Your dad, certainly, like we see it all the time.
Mm.
You know, kids that just need a different environment,
Yeah.
you know, and people having children that should never be having children, you know. And the kids are the ones that suffer. You know, you're talking about like people that are doing bad things and doing this. Like everyone's a product of how they're raised.
Yep.
You know, and it's sad to see some of the guidance that kids have, and
Absolutely.
you know,
And that's kind of what I was saying before is like
Yeah.
how, you know, everything that a child learns to when they are, you know, it's a cycle.
yeah.
Now,
Are we back? Are we
No,
back on
no,
track?
no, we're not.
No,
No, we're not. I just
another one.
We're on another.
Another tangent. Here we go.
No, so I was telling my dad this. We were driving home from I think it was up north or
Yeah.
somewhere. And this guy on Hall Road was having a sign that says, "Don't have a job, need money, my family is here." And his whole family's just sitting there.
Huh.
I'm like, "What?"
Wow.
I'm like, and they're dressed really nice. I'm like, get a job, you bum. Like, what you're making everybody that's, you know, that's actually homeless, whether it's by addiction, by, you know, mental disableness, by, you know, the fact that they're a veteran that they weren't taken care of properly, whatever it may be. You're making them just look like absolutely pathetic. I'm like, you look pathetic. And the fact that you're bringing your family along and teaching your kids that this is okay, I'm like, may you rot in hell, you know? And I was telling my dad, I'm like, it is amazing to me the fact that they can, you know, do that when it's really a constant cycle. I mean, I thought about it. I'm like driving. I'm like, this is like insane. So immediately you have a child that has a rough childhood, right? They got to defend on their own. So they're in gangs. They're in, you know, they commit petty crime. They have a rap sheet and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
So they are in prison. And then all of a sudden they find a little mamacita on the side. They do drugs, they do whatever, and then all of a sudden, you know, everything gets hot and heavy, and oh, here comes a pregnant, you know, person, right? And then you go to another part of it, and that child is now fatherless. Okay, and so what does that child do? It tries and follows the kids of the neighborhood, the older kids, the older men of the neighborhood. So it starts to join with the different gangs and the different neighborhoods and everything like that. And where does it go? Back to prison. It's a constant cycle.
Yeah. There's a strong correlation. There's a lot of research that supports that the not having a 2-parent home severely impacts the child.
Oh, absolutely. You need you need the mother's love and understanding and just that all around, you know, like I'll, you know, you have a cut on your knee, I'll put a Band-Aid on it. The dad is, you know, supposed to teach you like that toughness, when to, you know, when to think on your toes and everything like that. And, and both combined to have you grow as a certain individual, whether you're a boy or whether you're a girl. I mean, you know, and also, you know, even if you are a girl, you can be a badass chick, you know, but you know that you can take care of yourself outside of your parents' home.
Yeah.
You know, whether that be, you know, you're walking down the street alone, whether you're at home alone or whatnot. And also how to, you know, financially and actually like emotionally take care of yourself. And if an obstacle like a big bill comes in, how are you going to take care of that, you know? Yeah. So, but because there's this cycle keeping going on, and this isn't racially provoked at all, it happens everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, so, but it's a constant cycle that came to my mind as I was driving, and I'm like, holy crap, I just think I found E equals MC squared.
Yeah. It is. It's a tough thing to figure out.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot more people and effort and time and money to not have that happen.
Correct.
you know, and it's an overwhelming thing to try to problem solve because there's so many pieces involved in it.
Right. It's continuously like it's not spreading like a disease or anything. It's there.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's why like we talk a lot in my profession about like your purpose and why and you know what value you bring to what you're doing.
Mm.
And I love my job. I love working with kids. I love kids. I love being around them. I love joking with them. I have a great relationship with the majority of them. Like it's I feel like that's the biggest and best and most important thing is that they know that when they come to school, they have a safe place where they're going to have lots of adults that are excited to see them. And, you know, they're fed. And, you know, that's for some kids, that's why they come to school.
Mm.
You know, they don't care about learning. They don't put any effort in academics. They go because they get fed. And then there's going to be people that are excited to see them. And kids just want to be noticed and they want to, you know, feel love and school is a great place to be to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like if you like kids, that's where you should be.
I also look at it to where like, you know, not just kids, but like I feel like everybody wants to feel loved at some point.
Yeah.
You know, whether if it's, you know, friendship.
Yeah.
Whether if it's romantically or parentally or something like that, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you'll always find somebody, you know, that can fill that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's always fascinating. But I want to get back to this now.
What is it?
The Ashley Tisdale thing.
What were we saying? I forgot about this. What did we say? Oh, is that when I told that? Okay, I remember what I was telling you about my Helen Hunt. And then we went to Love Is Blind.
That's what it was. Yes.
All right. What were we saying about Ashley Tisdale?
Oh, how I had said like that. I remember like it just popped in my head. I'm like, holy shit. Like,
yeah.
I remember I complimented you. I was like, you know, you actually look like Ashley Tisdale. Just like, who's that?
Yeah. I do remember that. That's
I'm like, you know, High School Musical. And
yeah.
now you can be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that is, I think what I was trying to say, but got distracted by myself, is that was a much welcomed comparison than Helen Hunt.
Yeah.
I preferred that one.
I don't see you as Helen Hunt.
Yeah.
It's like I would say now your celeb doppelganger is now oh God, who is it? It's a comedian.
Oh.
Huh. Why am I forgetting her name? Hold on. I forgot her name. I forgot her name last time.
What are her jokes like? What's she joking about?
Very feminine,
Okay.
like raunchy jokes.
Okay.
Like sexual raunchy jokes. She's been a part of like the roast and stuff like that. And I follow her too. So.
Oh, I think I'm picturing somebody.
Just had her. Nikki Glazer.
Yes. Yeah. Really? I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I took a glance one second. I was like, holy shit. Like you look like Nikki Glazer now.
Well, I'll take that. I'll drink to that. I will take that.
No, and what cracks me up is like people have told me like that like different people have said like different characteristics. Like there's not one specific, you know.
Yeah.
Like celebrity that I get compared to.
Okay.
You know? Like I've been compared, like my mom compared me to an actor on Days of Our Lives one time.
I was named after somebody from Days of Our Lives.
Oh, was it it was.
I've never seen it.
Really? You've never seen it once? Not even in college?
No.
Huh.
But there's somebody named Kimberly on there.
There is.
Although when I was growing up, I
Kim Brady.
I chose to think that my name came from the Pink Power Ranger. Her name was Kimberly. That was who I was named after.
That could be it too.
Although the Red Power Ranger was named Matt.
Well, Matt was also a big name in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, Matthew Perry,
Mm-mm.
Matthew McConaughey.
Mm.
You know, a lot of different actors. And
What is your brother's name? JT, what is it?
Oh, John Thomas. That's a family name.
So why doesn't he go by John?
I don't know.
Because he's been JT ever since I was babysitting.
Yeah.
It's been JT. So
Well, also because we had a family member named JT.
yeah.
So it just kind of worked out that way.
Okay.
You know.
All
And
right.
I think during that time, you know, 2002, who was popular in 2002?
Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Is that it? Did I get it right?
Close.
JTT. That's what I know him. That was JTT. I had a poster of him above my bed.
I bet you did.
I did.
I bet
Him and
you
Josh Hartnett. They were my heartthrobs.
What is-
Oh, and Devin Sawa. Remember him?
Josh Harden. Who was that?
Josh Hartnett?
Oh, Hartnett. Who was he?
Okay, first of all, you're the one that brought up Pearl Harbor earlier today. How dare you?
Oh, that guy.
Yes.
Oh.
With Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
You didn't see the Pearl Harbor movie?
I did. I was just like, I just don't know him.
I went
by
through an obsession. Like, weird. Probably shouldn't talk about this because it was obsessed. I went through a phase where I was obsessed with him. And I watched every movie that he was in. And, you know, if you ever IMDb somebody, is like, especially when they were like starting out,
Yeah.
they're in the worst, they're in everything.
They're in B movies.
Yeah,
and everything. Yeah.
I watched everything.
Yeah.
I was like,
What's your favorite of his?
So Pearl Harbor, he was the sexiest he's ever been, but he kind of peaked there. But Black Hawk Down was real hot too. But I also liked it. He was in The Faculty. I really liked that movie. It was
Okay.
a dumb movie, but I was just like so obsessed with him. I was like, oh my God, he's the hottest guy I've ever seen. And I saw a picture of him recently, and I was like, oh.
No,
What happened?
I need to see.
But look at his picture from Pearl Harbor.
Oh yeah, I remember
And
when
then
he looked
look
at
at
Pearl
now.
Harbor. Yeah.
Oh my God, he was so hot.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What was your reaction when he died off?
Oh my God. I was devastated.
You're gonna be a daddy.
I was
Daddy. You're gonna be a daddy. What? I got a propeller in my I got a propeller in my stomach, and you tell me I'm gonna be a daddy?
You know, that was a hard movie to watch. Did you watch Black Hawk Down? Did you watch that one? That was another one.
Is that a thing that you gotta?
It's a fighter movie. Yeah, you should watch it with your
Even-
America Strong.
Even though I've watched 1,100 films.
Yeah,
Start-
rude. It's rude at this point that you haven't seen this.
What was the guy's name? John?
Josh.
Josh?
Yeah, I'm gonna write his name down too. You need to do some research on Josh Hartnett. I'm gonna put a little heart next to him.
Hartnett, yeah. Oh.
Wait, are you looking at the recent picture? Let me see. Yeah, that's recent. Go look at Pearl Harbor. No, write Pearl Harbor next to it. Look at his Pearl Harbor. Yeah. What? Okay. Look, type in Pearl Harbor. But look at his younger pictures. Yeah, I know. Get out of there. You're ruining this for me.
Let's
Right?
see.
Type in Pearl Harbor.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that picture. Look at that picture. That picture, I had that blown up big old poster on above my bed all through high school. I used to have dreams about every girl watching this already knows. They know that's the picture. That is the Pearl Harbor picture. Everyone has seen that picture.
And
It is the best.
the hilarious.
Oh my God.
It's
What are you doing to me? Why am I getting hot all of a sudden? I think I can take my coat off again. Oh my God. You're bringing back some memories.
Oh God.
He is fine.
Here's what I don't get though.
Mhm.
Are those tank tops like? I watched the thing where like what women thought, and like those types of tank tops
Yeah.
are like a no-go on guys.
Like, shouldn't wear them.
Yeah, like how they're so tight and everything. If you're gonna wear a tank top, just wear a normal.
Listen,
like, loose-fitted
Matthew,
one.
listen to me. Okay, I can't speak for anybody else, but this one right here loves muscles, loves to see a guy in a tight shirt. I do.
So
I always
like
have.
those dudes,
as long
that
as
are,
he's
like,
fit, I
just-
don't want to
I
see.
was gonna say those jacked up dudes with like you know.
be jacked up. You just need to be fit, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to be jacked up. I can appreciate. I can appreciate broad shoulders.
Yeah.
And a bicep, like thick neck. I don't know. It's the finer things in life. I'm just describing my husband.
I know. I'm like.
He's
Yeah.
on. You know what's funny is that like as we've been together for a long time, and like I met him when he was in his prime physically, right? Like he was
a college football.
He was a college football player, D1 school. Like and they were really good. He was good. He was a massive person playing, and he still looked like he's still in really good shape. Cares a lot about being active and not a lot has changed. A lot of people my age, like they're slowly letting go of that kind of stuff. And he's not. He's very much dedicated to staying active.
I mean, I'll be honest. Like, what was it? I think it was this past summer. I saw you guys like, probably at Raft Off or something like that. The fact that his abs are fucking insane.
I know. He's nuts.
I'm like,
he's nuts.
I'm like, good for you,
He
Kim.
works out all the time. You want to know how many times I work out a week? I'm like, gotcha, bitch. You're stuck with me. I got 3 of those anchor babies. You ain't leaving me. Why am I all hot? Is Victor getting you hot?
I think.
Yeah.
But one thing I don't understand is what's up with the long hair?
You know, he actually started doing that before COVID. Like people think that was like everybody was doing that during COVID, just letting your hair grow out. But I don't know. He's just been so he has. I don't know if he's going to be okay with me saying this, but he's a little insecure about his hairline receding.
It's normal.
So
normal, Vic.
I think it's part of his like being okay with that is having more hair. Because that's happening.
That's literally my buddy. He's like, the one with the big head.
Yeah.
Normal people have 4 heads. He's got 5 heads. I don't even care who hears this. I don't give a shit.
It's a lot of love.
He knows it's true. But no, and he wears a hat all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love a man in a hat. I swear. I don't know what that is.
You're gonna love this.
Tattoos, tight shirt, a hat.
You're literally describing a punk rock. You're literally describing. You're so describing a punk rock guy from the early 2000s.
Well, what do you know? That's when I was becoming a woman.
Right. Nothing has changed.
No.
Your type never changes. I mean, has it changed?
I don't think so. Like that Josh Hartnett picture. I haven't seen that picture in years.
Hey, it still got
just now. I'm like, whoo. That brings me back. Do you have any ice cubes here? I need to cool off. Oh yeah, good times.
Yeah.
That room. Yeah, I had I had my wall was just full of. It was also right next to a Britney Spears poster too. So it was just people I loved. All the people I loved, and all of my room was all University of Michigan decked out too. Everywhere. That was where I was gonna go. Right. That was
What was?
Oh, that was my
was
dream school. Oh my god.
What happened?
I don't know. I cared a lot about my grades. I was involved in every sport and club. Your dad at one point started an outdoors club, and I was like, I'm gonna join just because I want to put it on my resume because I'm trying to get a U of M. Like I was in every single thing at that school. I was like, put me on. I'll do it. But no, my ACT score I think is what wasn't high enough. But whatever. They put me on the wait list, which is just a nice way of saying no thanks. And then I got into Michigan State, and I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't go there. I just couldn't do it. Which ironic. So then I went to Central. But ironically, right now in this moment, I actually just submitted my application to go to Michigan State in the fall. I'm getting my doctorate degree there.
Whoa.
Yeah. So crazy.
You heard it
turn.
first, ladies and gentlemen. She's getting a doctorate.
I hope I get accepted. I just submitted my app, so we'll see. Yeah. Yeah. Dr. Doman. I'm going to be the doctor. And Michigan State's dumb enough to give me that title. So Michigan would never do this. U of M would never. They'd be like, oh, this bitch again? No. Hell no. Go to MSU. They'll take you.
That's where most doctors go. No, I'm not kidding. Like most people that I know have like gone in the medical field or that became doctors went to MSU.
Well, we'll see. I've got 2 grad degrees already, so this will be my last one.
So why do you want to do a doctorate?
I don't know. I'm so dumb. I just love being broke. That's especially what I love. I love that really. I love that for me. No, I love learning. I love going to school. I just have always loved it. And
Go to a museum.
Yeah, right. I hate museums though.
Why?
I don't know.
You haven't
really
gone to the right
don't.
one then.
No, I don't have the appreciation that I need yet. I just don't see it the way people see
That's
it.
it. We're going on a field trip.
All right, field trip. I'm writing it down. Oh, this dummy. All right, there we
Field
go.
trip with Kim to a
Field
museum.
trip.
We'll go to like the Henry Ford Museum.
I've been there.
Oh, you don't like it? Oh, here we go.
Like it. It's
Here we
just
go.
that I'm like, oh, okay.
We can go to Dearborn, I think. Yeah. We can go to the Holocaust Museum.
I've never been there. I had an opportunity to go with my work a year ago. I wasn't able to go.
Something
I heard
special.
it. Yeah, I heard it is really
It's
good.
very special.
Let's go there. Okay, I'll write that one down. Let's go.
Yeah, that one was special because it literally put you in the
Yeah, I do.
mindset
I
of
do wanna
what
see
the
that.
Jewish people were like and the vibe. You know, like it's so fascinating because like when you first go in there, it's like, you know, here's Jewish culture.
Yeah.
You know, here's, you know, the scrolls, here's this
Yeah.
and there's that. You turn the corner, big ass poster or like banner of Adolf Hitler, and it just starts getting darker and darker and darker as you go down this tunnel.
Oh,
Okay. And you just see on each screen just the, you know, invasion of the Nazis and everything like that. And it just puts you in a vibe to where you're like, I'm about to be in somewhere that's not okay.
wow.
You know?
Yeah.
And then they have everybody, like, this was a class thing, but I have everybody go into this prop like train car.
Okay.
And they're like, all right, everybody in there. All right. You feel how you can't move? You feel how your shoulder to shoulder? Feel the claustrophobia? Yeah. Imagine that, but like for 2, maybe longer, like a week. And then you got people, you know, defecating on you and on themselves. And people are dying and can't breathe. And you have the hot sun or the cold air hitting you. He goes, imagine that. He goes, okay, now let's go to the next one.
Okay, next.
Yeah, but I mean, it really puts you into like a perspective. You're like, holy crap! And then I believe they had another thing where it was like a big glass, and you just see shoes, shoes beyond shoes beyond shoes, and I'm like, whew, like it just puts you in a certain situation. But again, that's the appreciation for it. Granted, is it depressing? Yes, but it's very. I was telling one of my friends this at trivia night. I said, if we didn't have this, like, people could automatically look at a video of the Holocaust and say, nope, that's AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fake.
Yeah.
But because we have actual artificial
Yeah.
shoes, we have, you know, that kind of whole thing to teach you, like, hey, this happened, so don't have it happen again.
Yeah.
Because history repeats itself.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
No, I
know?
agree. I should go there. Let's go.
I mean, let's see.
go.
Oh, I went during junior high, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8th grade. We were reading The Devil's Advocate.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Little idea for your English teachers.
Yeah. Shout out English department.
Yeah, there you go. English department. Take a field trip. I don't know. Do you guys do field trips still?
Yeah, do a lot of field trips.
I was gonna say, like, I'm like,
A lot
that
of
was
them.
like after
I didn't.
after years of being out of school. I'm like, do they still do field trips?
Well, so a little selfishly motivated field trip. I didn't do it this year. It was last year. I took a group of kids that I was doing like a future teachers group.
Yeah.
And I wanted them to go see some colleges. And the only one that I actually put together was to take them to Central. I was like, y'all should come to CMU. Fire up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked CMU, but it was like, this is where my parents went. This is where they met.
It's always bringing people together. It's a great place.
Yeah.
Lots of memories made and forgotten there.
Yeah. What was it? I was there, and I think we had watched the football game, and we were going to a party,
Mhm.
and we were trying to find like a party,
Yeah.
but realizing that there was a concert that night, so nobody was like partying at all. So we like just walked on these like railroad tracks and just walked around. It was
That's odd.
Yeah, it was on my birthday too.
Oh, man.
I'm like, I'm gonna get drunk at Central. So
Wah, wah.
oh my god! And one of the I can definitely now this popped up in my head to where I remember like somebody brought in like a bunch of tall boys,
Okay.
but they were all warm. I'm like,
Wow. You're like, thanks for this birthday. It's the best.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I was hoping to get.
So that was my 20th birthday, but my 21st, I had mentioned this on the last episode. But on my 21st, I actually went to a strip club.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
At Central?
No.
Oh.
In Ypsilanti.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Like the showgirls kind of thing. Yeah.
Now, have you been since?
No.
You only been the one time?
Just 21, and that was it.
Was it worth it?
I don't know. Was it? I don't know. Oh, let's find out here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, tattoo.
Tattoo.
No, because I just pulled it up. I'm like, shoot, I was talking about my tattoos, and then we just went off track.
Oh, that's right. As we tend to do.
Oh, it's this one. There you are.
Oh, what is it? Am I gonna see? Oh, whoa! Wait a minute, is that you?
That's me.
Wow! Has your mother seen this picture?
No, my stepdad has.
Oh, I bet stepdad has. Wow!
Yeah,
That's a keeper.
yeah.
You know, Victor and I went to Las Vegas in November for a long weekend, and the first night we were there, we saw. Do you know Nate Bargatze, comedian?
I want to say
He
yes.
recently did SNL. You'd probably recognize it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm writing him down. You need to look him up.
I feel like okay. Hold on. I gotta look him up first, and I bet you I know
He's
so
funny.
people by faces.
Okay. Well, okay. So we saw Nate Bargatze one night, and then we did a Cirque du Soleil show the next night.
Oh yeah,
Right? Yeah, Nate Bargatze. Yeah.
yeah. Funny dude.
And then the last night that we were there,
Mhm.
I was tired. I was real tired. Like the first two nights, we went out to all the bars, and there were these sweet parties. It was amazing. It was the coolest thing. But we were out till like 4 or 5 in the morning. Like we lived it up. So the last night, I was tired. I was like, I just want to go to sleep. And Victor was like, but we didn't go to any strip clubs. He's never been to one.
He said it just like that.
Just like that. Basically just like that. But anyways, we ended up seeing a show, and he's never been to a strip club. He's never done anything like that. But it was a show, so it wasn't something where it was like interactive with them. You know, we were in a seat watching this production. It's like choreography and things, and bras coming off and that kind
I mean, is it like entertaining though?
I thought it was great. I have like an appreciation for like dance and choreography and stuff, so I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
You know, he enjoyed it for other reasons. sense. But I took a picture. Exactly. I took a picture of him in front of the poster of all the girls, basically like that, like what you just showed me. And he was like, don't post that on Snapchat. My mom follows you. I was like, all right, fine.
Yeah, the DJ just took that. I mean, all
That's a great
so,
picture.
I mean, I'll be honest. So we go there, and of course, it's a all nude,
Yeah.
right? And I'm there with two guys
Okay.
and myself, and so we go there, and all of a sudden, this veteran, one of the MILFs or the cougars,
Okay.
goes, "Hey, you want to dance?" And my buddies are like, "It's his first time."
Like they're like, come here.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. She goes, "No kidding." She goes, "You want to go?" And I'm like,
Oh God.
"Guys, do I go?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, you go, go." And so I was like, "Okay." And I was like a kid, like at preschool, you know, where you look back and I'm like, "I don't want to go."
Yeah.
So me and mom, she's got my hand and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that, and I'm like, "I don't know if I want to go."
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was interesting. I'm like, "Wow." That was an experience. And I walked out of there and with a big smile on my face. My buddies were like, "How was it?" And I was like, "That was cool." So, but yeah, I mean, there was a bunch of different like stories about that. And
What an experience.
yeah, I mean, I got called up to the stage
Oh.
and all the girls lined up and they could do whatever they wanted to me because I had my hands
Oh God.
behind my back.
Uh-huh.
So one goes, "Grab here," and I go, "Okay," and then she slaps the shit out of me. I'm like, "Well, okay, saw that coming." One just goes, pats on my head, and then all of a sudden just goes, "Wow!" And then just sits on me, and I'm like,
Okay.
"Thank you." and of course some of them were just like, you know, like just did a whole bunch of stuff. Meanwhile, all my buddies are just dying laughing.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
And I'm like, "All right, thank you, ladies. Appreciate it." And the DJ goes, "Oh, no. You're not done yet." He's like, "You got to earn this."
Oh God.
He goes, "Pick one of the girls for him to have him sit down because you're about to give him a lap dance."
Oh.
So I had to pull out my biggest inner Channing Tatum Magic Mike skills.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. My buddies
Gotta
were
go.
laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I ended up taking that girl to the VIP room, finding out that she was in the medical field.
Oh, that's cute.
She was
You guys
like-
really bonded.
Yeah. Like,
You know, you brought up earlier that you were named after Matthew McConaughey.
yeah.
Who was kind of one of the stars of that Magic Mike movie.
Yes.
So it kind of it's all making sense now.
Yeah. I watched it. So I don't know if so in Dazed and Confused is all right.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a TikTok video of him and Snoop in the same car, you know, and he's like, all right. He goes, first three words
Yes,
I ever said.
I saw this.
You did say
Yes,
something
I
like
did.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what he was. He was so nervous. Yeah.
To where he's like, "Who's my
Yeah.
character? Who's
Yeah.
my character?"
Yeah.
He goes, "Well,
Yeah.
I love rock and roll. I got Led Zeppelin too in the cassette."
Yeah.
He goes, I'm all about cars. I'm in my 77 Chevelle, and I'm all about the drugs. And I know my boy here is rolling up one right now, and I see a girl that's right in front of me. All right.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I love it.
I'm like, that's nuts.
Have you ever been to Las Vegas?
No.
So we went in November. That was my second time going.
Las Vegas.
Victor's first. Yes. That actually I need to.
That's on my bucket list too.
Yeah.
And to go to Philly and yeah.
Well, my first time there, I went on a girls' trip 10, 12 years ago, and with a bunch of girls that I worked with at the time.
Okay.
And I didn't know them very well. Like, it was just something, I say yes to everything. I'm like, something shows up. I'm like, sure. They're like, hey, we're planning a girls' trip with all these teachers to go to Vegas. We all worked at a Catholic school. Like, hey, let's get all these Catholic people together and see if they want to all go to Las Vegas
Sin
and
City.
party, right? I'm like, what? Sure. Sign me up.
Might as well dance with the devil and might as well lead.
So exactly. So one of the girls, we really clicked. And one night we were like, it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. We're like, let's go get a tattoo. let's go get a tattoo. And we're like, okay, let's go get a taxi and have him take us to a tattoo shop. So we get in this taxi and we're like, we just want to go to a tattoo shop. He goes, oh, I know which one to take you to. So he's driving and he drives all the way down to, there's a different part. They call it Old Vegas. He's like, he takes us down there. It's farther away. And he pulls up to the place and it's closed. And he's like, oh, you know what? I've got another idea. There's another place I'll take you to. We'll see if that one. And then he drives all the way back to the strip and pulls in a place. And that place is closed. And the whole time we're watching that fucking meter go up. And we're like, this is costing a lot of money for him to just drive us around back and forth everywhere. And then at some point we're like, you know what? He take us to a third place and it was closed. And I was like, you know what? Just let us out here and just call it good. I guess it's not meant to be that we get a tattoo tonight. And he parks in the middle of the road. It was like in the middle of the road. And he's like, you owe me $53 or whatever. We're like, we're not paying you $53. He's like, you owe us $53. And we open the store and we take off running across 3 lanes of road. And we see this big building and we see these big like Samoan dudes, these huge guys in these big suits, and they're standing there. And we both run behind these guys that look like they could kill someone just by looking at them. And we get right behind them and we're like, the guy's chasing us. He's like, we're like, that man's he's trying to get us. And they're like, we'll take care of you. Go inside. And so I don't know what happened with the guy, but we both ran inside of this random building and we open up the doors and we go in and there's just nude people everywhere. And I was like, oh, this is my first strip club I've ever accidentally gone into. Everybody is naked in here. Wow. Okay. Hi, Vegas. So that was the first time I ever went into a strip club, was on accident. I was hiding from the taxi driver.
That's a great story. I'm like, where is this going to end? And all of a sudden I turn around and
It ends with titties everywhere. That's where it ends. Lots of them. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
you're like, hello, ladies.
Yeah.
All right.
So, of course, my husband knows that story. So then when we went, he's like, where's that place? I'm like, no idea. I was like, here's how you get there. You get in a taxi cab and have him drive you to 3 closed tattoo shops, and then you end up there. That's that's how you get there.
Oh, that's great.
I know, right?
Oh, that's funny. So have you ever been to like a Chippendale show?
Mm-mm.
All right. Somebody's got to get married.
Yeah, I know. I would.
Just to excuse it.
I love that stuff. I love the theatrics of that. I love music and dancing, and it's like,
Yeah.
I like to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like, yeah, like the guys part of it. Yeah, it's definitely choreographic, but like when you over sexualize it, I think it just becomes a little tacky.
Yeah. It's not a sexy thing for me. It's more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To where, guys just shaking his wing wong in your face and you're just like, woo!
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Like, do the dance and the
I don't
push-ups.
know. How far, I don't know. You probably wouldn't know because you haven't been, but maybe you've heard, with girlfriends or whatever, but like how far down do they go?
What do you mean?
Like Chippendales. How far down?
Down what?
Like clothing.
Oh, I don't know. I
was going to say.
Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see full nudity.
I was going to say, Bad Moms like too, though.
Mm-mm.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, though.
Yeah. She's like, that's my man.
Well, I guess unless.
So what do you do?
Maybe
I'm a stripper. Oh, no king. No reaction.
Okay.
No reaction whatsoever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Mm.
What else do we have? Oh, tattoos.
Oh, yeah. Show me your tattoos.
We were talking about my tattoos.
Yeah.
Figure we talk about the tats. And
I know my sister keeps texting me.
I know. I like when you show me that one picture, I'm like, dang, your sister blowing your shit up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she'll watch this?
She better. Shout out to Kiki.
What do your kids usually call her? Aunt Kiki or something?
Kiki. Yeah, they call her Kiki.
Oh, do they?
Mm-hmm. Kiki is a name that actually I gave her when I was little because I couldn't say Christine. And so I called her Kiki.
I mean, it's a good It's a good nickname.
Yeah.
All right, so that's on my right one.
Oh. Is this New York?
No.
What is this?
Here. Come on, think long and hard.
Okay. Help me.
You ran up them.
Oh, it's the Rocky. Yeah. Okay. The Philly thing?
Yeah, it's Philly.
Okay.
It's Philly,
Yeah,
Rocky.
that's Rocky. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay.
Yep, you got the whole city
Yeah.
over here. So yeah.
That's cool.
The funny thing is, like when I flex, I can make them stretch like Stretch Armstrong.
That's sweet. That's sweet.
And then this was my third one.
Okay. Can I read it?
I prefer you wouldn't, because it's actually something that is needs to be covered up partially. You can read like part of it and then you get what it's, what it is.
Okay. So you're a big Rocky fan?
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
I get that. Huh?
Yeah.
Where is this? This is your side?
This is my left side of my ribs.
Yeah. Okay.
Best ab workout of my life.
Yeah. Wow.
Sucked.
Yeah.
3 hours worth. Took maybe like 2 breaks. Sucked.
That I've heard that that's an area that's hard to do.
And also the fact that I want to get it partially covered up. It's like, ugh. But anyway, this is my most recent one.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
that's
one's right
really
here.
cool. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I don't know what it is about tribals, but I've always loved tribals.
Yeah, they look.
And I found this like thing online and I immediately fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And like the wolf, I always considered like, so as a joke, my 2 buddies and we called ourselves the Wolf Pack.
Oh.
I know what
The
you're
Hangover?
thinking. Yeah. No, that wasn't the case. But
Speaking of Vegas.
yeah, everybody talks about like, oh, that's probably why. No, it was because my ex and her 2 friends, they called each other the Beans. And so my buddies and we were like, oh, we should call each other the Wolf Pack.
Okay.
And after a while, I was like, you know what? It actually kind of makes sense. I'm like, we're all, individually, we all, Chris is in California, Thomas is in Hawaii, I'm in Michigan. We're all living separate lives as lone wolves, but when we're together, we're a wolf pack. We look out for each other's backs and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I go, guys, we should get matching tattoos. I go, we should get, like you get a wolf. Doesn't matter if it's like, abstract or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll get a tribal, and so you get whatever. And everybody has like a certain kind of like characteristic,
Oh, I
right?
love that.
They still haven't gotten the tattoos.
Oh no. Well, when did you get yours?
Last year.
Okay. This ain't looking good. You're a lone wolf.
Very much.
Very much.
No, but and also another thing is if you look at wolves, like the spirit animal kind of thing.
Yeah.
A lot of the descriptiveness kind of relates really well to me. So I was like,
Sure.
okay. I'm like, I got the spirit of a wolf.
That's awesome.
Interesting.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool.
So there's more. I got my grandma's signature on the fridge as a tattoo idea.
Oh yeah, that's really
Well,
cool.
she hates tattoos.
Yeah.
Hates them with a passion.
She's gonna okay.
So I told her, I was like, before you die, all of us grandkids that want tattoos are gonna get matching tattoos of your handwriting on our bodies. And she goes, you will not. I go, yeah, we are. Of course we are.
You're like, oopsie, I already did. You're gonna show her at some point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But also I want to get my cat's paw like here, like in my wrist area. Having kids and stuff like that. I want to do like their footprint.
Oh yeah.
Like you gotta think,
little
it's
babies.
like it's like yay tall.
Yeah.
Put it like down my arm and then have their like handwriting, or not handwriting, but like have like their name or something like that below it.
Love it.
So
Yeah.
whenever that time may come.
Yeah. Right.
How old were you when you had Axel?
Like 28.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
But I mean, it's, I guess I started early,
Yeah.
but a lot of people are having kids way later,
Yeah.
But I don't know. Whatever. It's like whatever's right for you is what's right. Like whatever it ends up being is what it should be.
Yeah.
Try not to put that pressure on you to fit a timeline.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. What's going on in here?
We had to change it because I need to turn that light on, but I don't know. Maybe you could turn the left one on.
Oh, my back.
Yeah. Are you at the point now to where like when you wake up, you're like you just automatically just crack?
Yeah, I crack all the time. Not you think it's just when I wake up. That's cute. That's all day long. I be cracking. I mean, I'm just.
How do you do that? Like, did you always used to do that?
Can't hear it.
Oh,
Yeah.
heard that one.
I'm always crack-a-legging. Oh,
Haven't done it today. So
yeah. Oh, okay. No, my knees are always cracking.
my knees don't crack. One of my ankles does though.
Yeah.
Like I can just go like this, and it just goes pop, pop,
Yeah.
pop, pop. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's weird.
like, ugh, it's gnarly. So, but how long have we been? How long
have we been on? I feel like it's been
3 hours.
3 hours.
I don't know. I can't see it.
Like,
My glasses.
Podcast usually.
An hour and a half. If it's good conversation, it goes 3 hours.
Holy shit. Wow.
Well, let's just say this. My buddy who I hadn't seen in 8 years,
Yeah.
okay, who is the one that lives in Wyoming. He was home
Yeah.
for, I think it was Christmas. Yeah, it was Christmas. He was home for Christmas. He goes, hey, I'm coming over. Like, we should record a podcast. I was like, okay. So he comes over, and we were just talking how we are now, talking about old times, laughing about, whatever.
Yeah.
You can watch it and just get a bunch of interesting stories from that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we talked for like 3 hours. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to post this. I'm like, this is so much.
Do you post it the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, well, ours, he kept having to go to the bathroom because we were drinking like these
I've been
beers and stuff.
holding it. Like, I need to go soon.
Oh, go.
Well, I didn't know if we were like wrapping up. I was like,
well,
I
we can wrap
hold
up
it.
now. So
Okay.
hold on. So, but yes, yeah, usually it's 3 hours. So, or not usually 3 hours. Usually an hour and a half. But like these are the longer ones. When you don't see people for a very long time, you talk a lot.
That's true. It has been a bit. It's been a bit since we've seen you. But we've
20
also had.
Has it been 20 years?
We have
or?
these. Well, you know what? I think it has been because, yeah, it had. We're planning. I'm on the planning committee for my 20-year reunion that's happening this summer.
They have those still?
I don't know, but I'm doing it.
I mean,
I love to party, so we're doing it.
10 years is coming up for me, so I'm like,
well, whoever your like student council leaders were, they're the ones that should be organizing it.
all right,
Yeah.
we'll see when that happens.
Yeah. But your dad is going to be invited to mine because we're going to be inviting the teachers.
Oof.
He better go.
Most likely he will.
I was trying to think of when was the last time I saw your dad.
Your wedding.
Was it? Are you sure? Is that what he said?
No, I'm just guessing.
I knew I saw him. I knew he was there, but
I remember you babysat us in high school. Then I remember you babysat us another time when you were in college.
Did I?
Yeah, it was like your first or second year.
Oh my gosh, I do remember that. I brought another friend with me. I brought my friend Kelly with me. Redhead.
Yeah.
Redhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. She went to Utica schools too.
Really?
Uh-huh.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was like because the first time it was like 3 of you.
Really?
Yeah, it was you, Vanessa, and somebody else.
Well, not
Another
the time that we ran out of gas. It was just me and Vanessa for sure. So I don't know how many times I babysat you. So your dad, He dumb as hell. He kept hiring me back. He's like, I'm gonna give her one more chance to screw this up.
Well, there was a story that you always love, like anytime, like what was it? I think no. I'm trying to think. There was a story about, I think, that was told about how you guys gave Zach too many Doritos. Was that you guys?
I don't know. I love Doritos though, so that doesn't sound like me.
No.
I wouldn't have shared with
We
you.
were watching a movie and we all had Doritos, and Zach got a stomach ache and he threw up everywhere. Was that you or no?
I don't remember.
No, that was another. No, that was another one of his students.
That was when he upgraded from me. He's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna leave my children with someone a little more responsible than this one.
I don't know, but I remember after you, like, because I remember you would like call like your friends and be like, "Hey, you want to talk to Sims's kids?"
Oh, really?
Yeah, with your cell phone, you're like, "Hey, you want to talk to Sims's kids?" And
I thought I was so cool.
Yeah, and then I remember the next babysitter. We tried another babysitter that was like a neighbor, and we hated her. Especially me, I hated her. Oh,
We want Kim.
Literally.
Where's Kim?
literally, I'm like, I hated her. I'm like, can we call your friends?
That's cute.
Now I feel absolutely bad for the one person because she just all she was trying to do was just try.
She was just trying to make a couple bucks. Like,
Literally.
she was just like, please,
Literally.
can you just shut up, please? Is
Literally.
it bedtime yet?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no. Now he doesn't live in that house anymore, and so yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah. Oh my God. Dang.
Well, Kim, thank you so much for coming on the podcast and spending 3 hours of your day.
This has been so much fun.
Was it?
I had a blast. Yeah.
Did you do it again?
Fuck yeah. You can't look at it. You need more moonshine though.
I do. I have another jar in there. But maybe we could get Victor on, maybe his brothers. We could get the band back together.
Oh, that would be a good one.
I mean, I've interviewed bands before, but you never know. So
Yeah.
that'd be fun to get the band back together.
They would love that. I think they would.
I don't know. We'll have to plan that out.
Yeah. that'd be fun.
But yeah, or next time you come on, maybe we can have my dad back on. Who knows?
I would love your dad to be here to answer some questions that I have, but why he felt that he needed to treat me this way so many times. No, I would love to hear more memories, like what he remembers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I would love to hear that
From a teacher's perspective.
from his perspective, right? Yeah, because now having that perspective myself,
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
You know, one of my friends, she's like, so I party with you and I know that you like run a school and everything, but it's a weird thing to like realize that like principals and teachers, like they get down like this. It's like, do you think our teachers and principals like did this
Yeah.
when we were in school? I'm like, I need to know. But yeah, I assume so.
I mean,
So
I look
he
at
needs to answer these questions I have.
I look at it like this to where like work stays at work.
Yeah.
Like anything in your free time, it's like live.
Anytime I see a kid outside of school, like earlier today at the hockey rink, I saw a student from last year, and they're like, "What are you doing? Not at work? Like, why? How are you? How are you out and about? Don't you live at the school? Like,
You're there all the time, right? You don't have a life outside of here, right?
I know, out in the wild.
Yeah.
They see me, they get confused.
What cracks me up is like, I was always cool with my teachers because I'm like, I know like they're just normal people. They're not out to get me. And then I know for a fact, like if I ever have kids, like I'll be that parent to be like, look, my father, my uncle, my aunt, both of my aunts, friends, and my brothers and my cousins, all teachers. You got my support.
Yeah.
It's
important.
It's
to
like
say that.
I got all these people that are teachers. It's like, what are they doing wrong?
Teachers are the hardest working people out there, and they don't get nearly enough credit and recognition that they deserve. Every single teacher, they work so fucking hard, so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to all the teachers.
Yep. We'll have to get. Well, you know what? We should get you and my dad on for a teachers episode, like beginning of school, like after Labor Day.
You know what? Or May is Teacher Appreciation Month. You can do it in May.
Bingo bongo. You
Right?
want to do it then?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It'll have to be after my Florida trip, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Get a good tan going.
Oh my God. I'm going to start off with like a spray tan. Before I go.
That's cute.
The girl that I had on before you, she's like, oh, I do that. I go, okay. And I like have on Amazon like a black Speedo ready to go. I'm like, I don't know if I should do this because I know your parents.
You're gonna be so cute.
All I know is I'm going to the gym to make sure that I can just look for Florida, and then that's it.
Yes. I'm going on a cruise at the end of this month, so I'm like, I gotta be good.
What's the cruise?
I'm going on a Carnival cruise out of Galveston for a week. I don't know where we're going. 3 stops in Mexico somewhere. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Sounds like a good time.
Oh yeah. The kids, they've got like a kids club. So like when they
I was
have
gonna
like,
say, are the
adults
kids going
only
too?
stuff. Oh yeah. I love traveling with the kids, but I love something like this where I can still have adult time. You know, there's a daycare type thing for them.
Yeah.
All of them. So
Have you thought of the Disney cruise?
we did Disney cruise last year.
You did?
Mhm.
Okay.
It was okay. I mean, it was like I've done Carnival 1,000 times, and I
Right.
did Disney because I thought it would be this nice extra thing, and it was nice. It was nice. It was nice. I don't know if I'd pay the extra for it again, you know, because the other cruises are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus the kids aren't going to remember those kinds of things anyway.
I mean,
They're so
I was a freshman going into my sophomore year of high school when I went on the Disney cruise.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So.
You probably remember it then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I still am in contact with some of the people that I met on the cruise. Actually.
See, oh yeah, I love a cruise. They're so much
So
fun.
I mean, it was cool to
So
do
much
that.
fun.
And then my friends Rob and Mel, they came back from their cruise. They went to the Dominican Republic. They went
Mhm.
to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
So they went around that way. And we come back, and my buddy's Rob's like all tanned out, like bad, you know, but he still has like a little sunburn right here. And I was like, oh, I'm like, that's bad. He goes, note to self, don't ever trust Mel with a spray can of tanning lotion. He goes, because she just does this instead of taking it and rubbing it in and everything.
Oh no.
He goes, so my bag
He
is
was splotchy. Yeah.
So, but and then
Lesson learned.
But we were all talking. We're like, hey, we should all do a cruise, like a friend cruise.
I did a friend cruise before I had kids, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. Put it on the list. Friend cruise.
Friend cruise.
Boat parties.
Yeah.
The biggest
Friend cruise.
party.
I mean, I'm already going to Florida with a bunch of friends, so there's that.
Yeah, you
You know,
need to.
and we're gonna go hang
Look
gliding.
it up, man. Because I'm telling you, like, kids are amazing, but you can't do the kinds of things that you want to do with kids because it's. I mean, like, there's 5 of us in my family. Like, if you want to fly somewhere, you pay for 1 ticket. If I want to fly my family somewhere, I have to pay for 5 tickets.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just so expensive. So, like, if you want to do something like that, it's like, oh my god.
Even the baby gets a ticket.
Yeah. Yeah. She's
Okay.
2. They start charging once they're 2
Oh.
for a plane ticket. Yeah. So, anyways, live it up. Go everywhere right
Yeah.
now. Go everywhere.
Yeah.
Buy the ticket. You can afford it. Because trust me, once you have kids and do the family thing, you've got a house,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to afford anything.
Right.
Like, trust me, you can afford a lot more than you think you can.
Yeah. Yeah. That is
So-
true. That is very true.
So I say go now while you can. Go now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you for the last words of wisdom. I know you got to text your sister, call her, or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
and you got a long ride back home now.
I'm going to Cooper's Hawk.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
gonna
I
do
forgot
some-
you were doing
some
that.
wine and dinner
Yeah,
with my sister. Yeah.
that's right. Well, enjoy that. Is she like waiting on you at Cooper's Hawk?
No, she's at her house. She's just waiting for me to tell her when I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I will not let you take any more time. Do you want to take the last slam jamma?
Okay, we're splitting this. I'm,
Okay. You're just gonna go to Cooper's Hawk and be like, I'm fucked up.
I'm toasty.
Are you guys doing wine tasting at all?
Yeah, we're gonna do that too.
Oh, that's so much fun.
Yeah, I have a membership there, so I got to go pick up my bottles of wine.
I had that at one point, and I was like, I don't even like drink wine on a regular. I'm
Yeah,
like, so
you
I
need to drink it. I get the. I said that. I already said that earlier. I get the champagne. It's my favorite. It's so good. With that,
With that, we will end the episode. Thanks, Kim. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. That was so much fun.